All right, it says I'm live. Let's check it out. I'm just going to cover it because I normally would go on Art New Styles and sit in the chat and kick back and let Art. But evidently he got kicked off. So, and I'll stay here for like 15 minutes. If people come and hang out, they come and hang out. If they don't, then I will go ahead and bounce. Because it's Friday night and people are other places. Well, somebody give me a thumbs up already. So there's somebody out there. Just rewatching. Uh, so let me been happening lately. Yep. So yeah, he got kicked off. I don't know if it's the internet or what, or whether he's going to reboot and start it again. So if he does, I'll click off. You guys can go back over there. But since I was normally just jump on about this time and hang out with him, and I noticed, man, because I was listening to it, and all of a sudden it switched over to somebody else, and I said, "So wait a minute." I said, "I thought he was live." I said, "What happened to the computer?" So I looked back and said, "Oh, he got bumped off." So hold on a second, you guys, just a minute. All right, just had to make sure there wasn't Art uh, texting me saying that he's back on. Um, so I'm just gonna hang out. I'm gonna give a little like 10-minute spiel because there's some things I want to clear up real quick before I drop the link. And I'll drop the link if you guys want to get on. Fine. If you don't, then we can make it short and sweet, and I can bounce because I've already done one live today. So wasn't really enthused about doing another. But there's something I was listening to Marcus keep it 100 right about the table talk, right, which is something that I've shown where the table talk came from. I've shown that the agreement between 2.0 and Obsidian and O'Shea and even Valdez about bringing black women back to the table and negotiating with them and all that kind of crap. So that's ancient history, right? Ancient history. And the thing is that I tell people that why I want women, black women to come back to the table because I want, and same thing Kevin said. Kevin said the exact same thing. He's not talking to women so that he can convince women to be something that they can't be because I already said they can't be that, and I get a lot of pushback. I still get a lot of pushback, right? In fact, I've said like several times that there was into the gender war, right? There is no more gender war, right? And basically, man, you can't believe how many people push back on that. That no, we still in the fight. We're still a gender war. We still got to show these chicks, blah blah blah. Okay, we can't stop this. Okay, you know what, y'all? If that's what you guys are on, fine. Okay, to me, the gender war is the gender war is not about the women. It's about the policies, right? It's about the environment. Well, the women, I always said, basically, you can't convince women of shit if the environment doesn't agree with it, right? Women are actually controlled by their environment, not by you. I've said that multiple times, right? Multiple times. But um, the guys, you have a lot of guys, even in this space, okay? If you get your money right, you get your career right, you become a better version of yourself, then women will be no problem. Bullshit. Bullshit. That's bullshit. Okay. Has too many guys that make 6K and over still having the same goddamn problem. Okay. You see millionaires still having the same goddamn problem. Okay. It's bullshit. But the thing is, you can't convince men of this until the women say it for themselves. Okay. But the thing is, if the women aren't there talking to you, guess what? You never get a chance to test it out. Okay. Now that the women are in this space, you know, are involved in this space, are at this what I call the table. In other words, in the virtual space, talking back and forth. Look at passport bros. Okay, how many how many times women come at passport bros online, in person? all kinds of stuff because they don't want, they know that the competition will get fierce if black men leave. They know it. They're lying. The investors and all this kind of stuff going at black men. They're lying. They know it. The thing is, unless women actually come together and black men and women can have a dialogue, black men are not going to believe it. They're not going to believe it. So basically, that's why I say the table has to happen. Okay. So that men on one side and women on the other side can get together and talk. Somebody negotiating. What do you, because it's always a negotiation. I'm offering this and this is what I want. I'm offering this and this is what I want. Well, that's not enough, or that's not enough. And then this is what we're on. You're gonna have to do this to get me, or I don't want to do that to get you. That's a negotiation, right? That's still a negotiation. Even a refusal is a negotiation. Okay. It's not trying to find the middle. It's trying to find that you can get most of what you want, right? And if the women are not on that, then the men can actually see that and say, hey, you know what, BGS, you were right. Okay, you can't save them, you can't change them, you can't negotiate with them. We need to find another strategy. But until that happens, guess what's going to happen? You're going to keep this circular argument, as you're saying. Go ahead and get to it. Here they are. They're right here. What are they saying to you? On the dating sites, okay, all them dating shows, okay, what are they asking for? All the TikToks, what are they asking for? When they come together in panels, what are they asking for? When in direct conversation, okay, what are they asking for? When they come to your channel, what are they saying? What are they asking for? Are they changing? Are they giving ground, or are they giving enough ground? Okay, you can't train women that are trained to be partners into being wives. Okay, you can't. That's the difference. But nobody talks about that. Okay. Nobody talks about that. Well, these bitches and they ain't no good, so you got to find another strategy. What's your strategy? Okay. A lot of guys are turning to monk. That's their strategy. Is that what you want? I'm gonna improve myself. I'm gonna become a monk. At some point, you're gonna have to negotiate with that woman, no matter what color she is. A lot of guys, I said, why don't you just, date, go outside the country, date different women. I still want black women. Why? Because I do. Okay, you have to accept her as she is. Well, I think I can change her. Okay, go ahead and try. Okay, I think if I have enough money, if I have enough swag, if I have enough clout, I can make her do what I want to do. Bullshit. Okay, have guys that earn that and earn more than that. That had been married twice and couldn't do it. It's bullshit. Yeah, it's good luck. Take me as I am. They always say that. Take me as I am. That's the first thing they say. But they won't take you as you are. Well, they will, but they lie about it. They will. They lie about it because guess what? Uh, I played in Officer and the Gentleman, right? Okay. When the is in fact, I'm gonna clip that, man. As far as black women, when Mayo said, "I got no place else to go. I got nothing." That's black women, right? Okay. When he's got him on the ground, and he said, "Yeah, I ain't gonna quit. I ain't gonna stop. I ain't gonna quit. I want your DOR, drop on request. Submissive. I want you to be submissive. I ain't gonna submit. I ain't gonna quit. I'm gonna keep up my same facade, right? My same stance. Okay, you're out." And then they cry, "I got no place else to go. I ain't got no place else to go." They don't have any place else to go. Where are they gonna go? Okay, they're already having babies for white men and Latino men. They Guess what? They get dumped back into the black pool and trying to find a man with a mixed baby. Trying to find a man with a mixed baby, and that doesn't always go too well. So they're lying. Okay, and it doesn't matter. That doesn't matter whether they have 7, 8 figures. Look at the basketball players. Look at Shaq. Yeah, I want you with. Yeah, you know what? We're gonna start that, man. We're gonna start that as a meme, right? I want your DOR. Drop on request. Spell it DOR. We're gonna start that as a hashtag. Hashtag DOR. Drop on request, right? I think that we're gonna start that. But I want to clear that up because Mark, no matter how many times I tell Marcus about this, man, how many times I explain it to him, right? And I've been trying to explain this to Marcus for like a month, right? And people in their worldview can only see what's in their worldview, right? Yeah, they think I'm trying to send black men back into the wood chipper. I'm trying to convince black men to go back and claim these chicks, go back and save these chicks, man. But the thing is, I can't tell you how many pro-black guys and pro-black people and adjacent to pro-black people come at me about going back and saving these women, going back and being the kind of man and serving these women all over again. I can't tell you how many guys do that, right? So I'm in the middle. So I get shot by the guys that saying I'm trying to do it, and these women are full of shit. They get shot down by the guys that say that I'm not trying to convince these guys to come back and do something, right? And my thing to both, right, is that one, the guys got to listen, hear what these women have to say because they don't believe me. And two, I tell the pro blacks, give me something that I can sell. If you want these guys to come back to the table and come back and say to the community, you're gonna have to change the broads, right? The women have to change. If they do not change, it's not going to be saved, and there's nothing that you can do about it because the white community does not want a black community. They don't want a black society. They don't want a black community. They want to actually to be absorbed and destroyed. The thing is, that's what they're on. The thing is that the black women are actually on the same shit. But guess what? Black women ain't got no place to go. Even the divestors have to go back and have sex with black guys. They're not being chosen. I'm going to date out. Fine. Date out. So why are you back over here complaining about black men if you're dating out? How come you're not telling your sisters about how to game up and get white men? If you're so good at it, there should be like thousands and thousands of channels telling black women how to get other kinds of men. The reason that there isn't is because they can't. It's not a market for black women because black women they see white men and Latin men see how black men treat their own men. They're not going to sign up for that because they know that you can't change it. Sooner or later, that dog will turn around and bite them. Afeni Shakur story from Pink Book, man, that's common, man. That's common. Okay, I can't tell you how many. I can't tell you how many kids don't know their father. I can't tell you how many like me. I don't know my grandfather's name. I do not even know my grandfather's first name. I don't know it. Okay, I know his last name. I think because my mother has his last name. That's one thing that and the South did because they didn't want people to actually mix. So they gave the children the last name of the father. So I know his last name, but I had no idea what he was like or what my grandfather's name is. Okay, first name is no clue. Don't have a picture of him. Don't know what he looks like. Don't know anything. And my mother was 60 something years old before she actually told me a story about her father. That's how deep that shit is. She met him. She knows him. But the thing is, I do not know my grandfather. That's the gynocracy because they erased the names of the men. So Afeni and Shakur is not unusual. That's a very common story in the black community. I don't know why people are surprised. Yeah, the thing is, you don't know his name. You don't know your grandfather. That's a shame. You do not know your grandfather's name, and that's very common. Yeah, see, it's popping up. But that's the gynocracy that doesn't exist. That for the most part, that does not exist in the white community. They make sure that you know your lineage. I bet everybody knows. Everybody, I'm sure, just about everybody knows their great grandmother's name. Sure, everybody knows their grandmother's name on probably on both sides, and probably your great grandmother's, especially if she's on the mother's side. I know my great grandmother's name, but I do not know my grandfather's name. So Afeni Shakur, Why she didn't tell her son about who her father was, or his father was? He actually got upset about that. He actually got upset about that. You don't have a father, or they don't even call your name, your daddy, okay? Because they don't want, but they really don't want you to find the father, right? Because they can't resolve their own anger with the father. They can't resolve their own anger. Yes, it's generational. Yeah, man, this goes back all the way back to emancipation, man. In fact, it goes all the way back to slave quarters. Nothing of my father or his family. Yep. I met my three-quarter grandfathers, and I have good memory. Oh, with three-fourths of my grandfather, I have good memories of. See, you're rare. You're rare. So what I'm saying is that um, there's some people that have their lineage, but the thing is, I think most black men do not know both sides of their family. Appreciate you, Jeter. But I'm gonna you won't hear Umar talk about. I know why he does it, man. Basically, God bless Umar. Okay, his life's work and his money comes from black women, comes from the conscious community. You piss off the black women, most of your money will get wiped out. Okay, he knows that. Everybody knows that. I took a different route. I could have taken a different route and gone into the pro black gynocracy and made my money. Okay, my mentor would have made sure I made my money. That's not what I wanted to do. I've been a rebel all my life. I've been a Sigma all my life. I don't follow the normal path. Okay, but but the thing is, that's one thing I want to clear up about this table talk, man. I also want to clear up about you know this woman talk because I had this back and forth at AM1 in the chat, right? Okay, I said you talk. I said well, I mentioned the table for maybe 2 minutes in a conversation um, with Keep It 100, Marcus, right? Okay, that got talked about for a month, right? But they didn't. When I talked about the black pill philosophy, nobody mentions it. Nobody even conversates on it, comments on it, right? When I talked about Du Bois versus uh, um, uh, Booker T. Washington, nobody talks about it, right? When I talk about male emotional labor, nobody says shit. Nobody says shit. When I talk about tech and automation, nobody says shit. You don't see a month a conversation on it. You don't. You don't see a month conversation on it, right? Because that's not what they're focused on. But I say for 30 seconds on somebody else's show about a table, right? Now you have a month that has 6 weeks worth of conversation. 6 weeks. We argue about SPE with something that nobody can explain. Nobody can explain it. And first they said we're going to clown the guys that want to come back to the table and try to save these hoes. Who are you? Basically, but you still having sex with these women. The very guys that said that we should leave these women are still having sex with them. You're still taking them out. You're still tricking on them. You haven't left them. But the thing is, I guess this conversation fucks up your dating pool. Maybe it does. I'm just going to use these hoes. Y- If but my thing, I have no problem with how many women a guy sleeps with. I really don't. I really don't. I don't have any problem about how many guys a woman sleeps with, right? I mean, or how many women a guy sleeps with. I don't. The thing is, what if you're gonna sleep with all those women? What do you get out of it? Because you're spending time and money sleeping with all these women. These bitches ain't sleeping with you for free. They're not, unless you just that dude. And if you just that dude, you're not gonna be online trying to sell anything. Okay. I could. Guess what? The biggest trick in YouTube, right, is Derek Jackson. That dude made about $20 million off of them broads. Okay, he got something for it. If you're going to trick, if you're going to be a concubine, if you're going to be that, get something for it. I mean, if you're just sleeping with chicks for notches, okay, that's fine, man. If you know, because most of the chicks you're gonna sleep with are not gonna be eight, nines, and tens. They're gonna be four, five, and six. They are. That's what they're gonna. Because I could have slept with a whole bunch of four, fives, and sixes. It's not that hard. Eight, nines, and tens. That's when you get into, get a seven and above. You start to get into territory that's harder to get, and those are much more rare. But if you want to sleep with baby mamas, fours, and that kind of stuff, it's not. It's really not that difficult. The thing is, what do you get? I learned from the old pimps, man. The old pimps and the old players, man. The old gigolos, man. After three, there's a fee, right? And guys get embarrassed. They said, "I got 50 women I sleep with." Okay, and you get what out of it? You get what? You get a badge of honor. Okay, you spend hours and hours talking to these chicks. You go randomly and sleep with them, and you get what out of it? What do you get? All the time and effort just the I mean, some guys they just have time to waste, so they want to sleep with a lot of women and they got money to burn. They want company. So basically it's either pay for prostitutes or pay for call girls because you ain't got time to spend with them, or you fly a chick in. And that's what the guys are on now. But the thing is, what do you get out of it? I mean, really, what do you get out of it? Because a partner told me one time, a long time ago, when I was in my 20s, I never forgot it, right? He said after a while, basically it's the same pussy with a different face. And you know what? When I started going through women, guess what happened? It was the same pussy with a different face. Same types of pussies with different faces. Some slant left, some slant right. Some are shallow, some are deep, some are wider, some are narrow, right? Same pussy, different faces. Community dick for threes. That's fucked up. You know what? I don't know. I always ask guys. I mean, I have no problem with it because I was taught by, players and Max and stuff like that. They always said, and they always showed me if you can't, after, you have a main chick, you got a side chick, and after that, you got to start getting some kind of benefits because you're wasting too much time, and your time is worth something. Your time is worth something. But I'm gonna go ahead and drop the link since people are in here because my thing is actually. Um, Take over for art. But thing is, the people want to understand here. People think I'm trying to lead guys back into the wood chipper. There's nothing on my channel that says I'm trying to lead guys back anywhere. In fact, guys that want to lead people back into the community will actually get mad at me. They're hostile at me. In fact, I get more flack from them than I get from this side. And I'm like, what the fuck are you guys talking about? Okay. This is what motherfuckers ask for. They ask for this. Even though when I tell them that these chicks can't be saved, guess what, man? Yeah, yeah, they can. I think they can. I can't do nothing about that. I said, you got to turn that chip off. Kevin said the exact same thing. Kevin said it when he first started. He said, this show will actually go down in history, be recorded by actually getting women's responses out of their own mouths. Okay. So they will be on record. He said that from the very beginning. Okay. He said it from the very beginning. He had a show. I'm actually going to find a show. I'm actually going to replay it on my channel where he had all of his clients, man, he had a show for them, right? Should we, basically, should we give up on black women and date out? Man after man after man after man said we should not, okay? On his show. And he was kind of upset about it. He was actually upset about it because he thought they had learned, but they hadn't. So, but I believe in giving people what they want. The thing is, how I get accused of trying to send people back into the wood chipper, I don't know. But the thing is, I said, bro, I feel you. Okay. I feel you. You really want to try to save your community, right? And try to make a go of it. I feel you. Okay. And if I can help, I'll help. I don't believe in it because I know what you're up against. What's up, Sachi?
Good evening. Good evening. I just wanted to pop in and out. Um, it's just funny how you talked about this, and just this evening when I was leaving work, was pretty much talking about this at my job, and there was three of us left, and the other two were women,
Yeah,
and one she's gonna be 46, the other one she's I think like 37, but the 37-year-old got two kids.
yeah,
She has a man, not married.
yeah,
So we got into this conversation very similar to this. So I was telling them, I was like, listen, like you guys were not raised to be wives, because my manager said, she said, oh, her friends, some of her friends, that are married, the married ones, like they don't want to be married anymore. Of course, they're all black or African.
yeah,
They don't want to be
yeah,
married anymore.
yeah,
So I told him, so like all the stuff we talk about, I was hitting them on every single point. I was like, let me guess. She had what? She got kids? Okay, cool. They've been married, what, about 8 years?
yeah,
5, 8 years. She was like, oh, you're off by a little bit, 10 years. Like, oh, yeah, I said, yeah, you guys don't marry for long. You guys got the shortest time. This is how I know who you guys are. Plus, you just said partner. You
yeah.
guys are not why you're telling me this. And the 37-year-old, mind you, two boys, not
Mhm,
married, and
mhm,
she's fat. And
mhm.
she's like, well, you guys want a
Yeah,
submissive woman, and like you
yeah.
could hear the
And
disgust on her,
Hold on,
and
hold
and
on. Let
and
me.
sorry. Mhm.
and I mean, she was like pissed, and then she was like, "You aren't even married, and you don't know what you're talking about." And I'm like, "But I'm giving you stats." She's like, "Well, stats, the same thing. Stats on 100%." I said, "Well, yeah, but stats is as long as it's 4% margin, that is good stats, and stats is everything in
And
this life."
basically, I was told I'm looking at the stat.
Yeah, and the other funny thing is, my
Mhm.
last point is, right, other cultures, because I have around multiple cultures,
Yeah,
like
yeah, yeah.
especially those from like the Middle East or India, right? My
Mhm,
sister, her assistant, she's a teacher. Her assistant, is an older woman.
mhm,
They got four girls.
mhm,
Only one's left only one still. I think she's like a senior high school. The other three
mhm.
graduated, all STEM and accounting or finance.
Yeah,
Okay.
All started at high five or six figures right now. The
right.
oldest one is on her second child already, married, already got her own house.
Yeah,
None of these girls are 24 years old yet.
yeah,
So black women are in last place. This is
yeah.
not negative. These are facts. The stats show it across the board. They're losing. This my nephew's generation,
Mhm,
they're 18, the oldest one's 21.
mhm.
It's over.
Yeah.
They're not fucking with black girls.
No.
It's over.
Yeah.
So these arguments are ridiculous. I see it in real time all day. All
I just on my Black Pill Gnostic page, I played a teacher that actually put my name in the title, right? Because he didn't believe what I was saying about black girls hitting black men, black boys, right? And how
Yeah,
they treat them, right? And he
that's what I
actually
was about to
he
say.
he could not believe the stuff that was coming out of their mouths. They're still trained to be this way. Okay.
oh yeah, I put that on my Instagram, and of course I got big hits and likes because we know it's true. And again,
It's true.
I live out in the DMV area, and I work in Bethesda, so not far from PG, where you're gonna see, a lot of the black women out there. They're
Yeah.
running shit over there.
Yeah.
How's PG looking?
Yeah.
That's why I tell people, I just look at the facts. If they're so great, why are all the results dismal?
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah.
And why are you trying to change them?
Yeah.
Leave them alone.
And these are women with education and skills. Okay.
Exactly.
Yeah. It doesn't change, and they have access to. They have the guy might not be not look like Michael B. Jordan, but he's got skills and money. But she didn't.
Hmm.
What happened to the guy that she had the babies by? The husband. No, well, not even the husband. Okay, about the baby daddy. How come she didn't marry him? That's what Kevin would have asked her. How come he's not good enough to actually marry?
Yeah.
Nobody. Yeah. So yeah, that's what I asked. Okay, you got you're 37. You got two kids. You're not married. Why is that? Because guess what? You don't want to be a wife.
Yes.
Yeah.
It, it,
Okay.
it, exactly. So a lot of these guys, I don't know why it's so. As a male, it
Mhm.
shouldn't be hard to see what's happening and accept it. You're not a woman to be, in a
Hmm.
fantasy land. It's in your face now. it's online. Like it's so blatant. These guys, it's like, listen, like if you really want to win, I don't know about. I mean, I play sports. I don't know any winner who wants to be dealing with losers. I just don't know any.
They've been socialized. It's like what is it, Chicago Cub fans, right? I'm gonna wait 100 years.
Oh
Yeah.
dear.
You know what? That's a good analogy.
Yeah, they sure did wait over 100 years.
Yeah, wait 100 years. Okay, I'm willing
I,
to wait 100 years for
I
my championship. Go
I
ahead,
was
Ed.
always a White Sox fan. Frank Thomas.
Oh no, yeah, well, you an
Oh
outcast,
man.
man.
Yeah, they tried that, but I like the black and white colors, so I stuck with them when I was young. They looked at me funny, but I mean, also you gotta look at it. Equalizer. It's like religion. It's like
Yeah.
that's the like if somebody really starts running off the rails, like kind of not what you're doing, but I mean they be like I don't get it, I don't get it, which I know we're just talking. I would
Yeah.
usually tell them that at the end of the day, it's basically almost as bad as trying to convince an atheist that God is real, or convince somebody that God isn't real. It's
Yeah.
it's that's
Mm-hmm.
exactly what it is. It's actually a movie out called Nefarious. That's actually really interesting. It's like an interview kind of thing, but it's with a guy that's possessed by a demon, and he's talking to an atheist, and he's about to be executed. And I mean, it's a really good movie. But when you look at what it took for him to change in that conversation, it wasn't just like words. It was certain things that had to be shown, and they kept it in realism. Like it was no like nothing that couldn't technically be explained, but you see the breakdown of like what he was believing and stuff like that, the atheist. And it's a very good, interesting thing with Logic. I had to send you some of the clips of BGS, but it's a very interesting thing when it comes to Logic, because they got a lot on TikTok. But yeah, that's what it is. And this is why a lot of these guys will literally they will act like you're attacking them. They will respond in that way
Yes.
because I mean, it's diluted, and when you get somebody like that, it's nothing you can really do. You can just let them
Yeah.
know the door is always open, and then luckily we just don't got them trying to destroy the door. That's an
Mhm.
internal problem. So anyway.
Yeah. Yeah. I what's being said in this space is outside of their world view, right? Which is understandable. I mean, just being a human being, and obviously change is actually one of the hardest. Change is literally pain. Like
Mm-hmm.
it is pain, and I get that. But when you as a man consistently see that shit does not line up,
Yeah,
and you can't step back. I'm not saying that you gotta like just go completely to the left. But if you can't step back and say, hold on one second, let me really look at this
Mm-hmm.
for what it is, and see how I can maneuver, instead of just trying to combat guys just saying, hey, look, check this out. Because that's all we do. Check this out. We ain't telling you how to live your life. We're saying, okay, you're saying you want this, you want to do that, you want to do that. Okay, check this out. Read this book. Check this policy. What state you live in?
yeah,
What industry are you in? That's all we're doing.
Well, some
yeah,
dudes are not gonna understand until they got to get burnt, and some of these dudes got to get burnt multiple times. What I will tell somebody is, when you look at it from a generational standpoint, is usually not like, obviously the Z's are not on this shit, as you said, in
Yeah.
much huger numbers. Millennials, it just depends. You got the later millennials and earlier millennials.
Mm-hmm.
The Xers, most of the Xers problem is ego driven. They get, like I always say, the things that mess black men up are two things: it's ego and guilt. Guilt by way of the man not being there, or the perception of not being there. It's what BJ was talking about with Tupac and stuff. These
yeah,
narratives and stories is told to you at a very early age,
Yeah.
and that's what's so insidious about it. You have to understand. You're talking about stuff that's been told to people at an early age. This is why I've always said, when you get grown, you need to get to a point where you're assessing your mother as an adult, like through
Yes.
adult eyes.
Mm-hmm.
Most people are not doing that. See, I did
right,
that.
yeah,
So, like with the situation that I'm going through,
hmm,
if my relatives tell me some stuff, because I've started to talk to more and more of them.
hmm,
um I'm going to interpret it a little bit different than maybe my younger brothers, because I have more context of who my mom was as a total person, and love
Mm-hmm.
all of it, as an adult. But most dudes, they're afraid to assess that. See, one of the things with me is I made that assessment before I got into this space because I had stuff going on, and even then, I came to like who my mom was and what she did as far as raising us. Mistakes were made, but I came to it was if I had to give it a grade, I'd probably say like I'd say a B, given certain things that she had to deal with, and I think that's good. When I came into this space and I heard some of this shit motherfuckers went through, I was like, God damn, like my mom didn't do none of that shit. So that was added on top of it because you got shit where, I mean, you think what Tupac's mom did was bad. Tupac's mom was just more, the worst thing she did was lie to him, but she had her own struggles, her own demons. You got motherfuckers that they were actively torturing their sons.
Yeah.
In a lot of ways, like, and or literally kicking them out the house, setting them up to fail, give everything to the girl. I mean, blatantly doing it, give everything to the girl, denying the boys. I mean, hell, you got situations. So it's you got weak ass men that's around. Even if the dad's there, they go along with the shit.
Yeah, because they've been socialized in the same manner that everybody else is. That's
Yeah, so it's crazy, and yeah, so I mean, but most dudes they're afraid to do that because they don't want to open them doors because they know what them doors, even in their mind. Yeah,
that's why they hate. That's why I hate that Winter Soldier chip picture.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, and you know what, BGS, what they do? You know what they do? They try to take it out on us too. That's another thing. They try to project by going at us. And I'm not even talking about the people on the SBE stuff. I'm just talking about when we had these conversations and you see people like blow up out of nowhere. It's like they just blow the fuck up.
Yeah.
BGS.
Go ahead, Ray, and then Sauchi. You got to go, Sauchi. I know your time is limited. So if you got to go, man, go ahead and speak.
Okay, so the last thing I'll say is one thing that I don't hear enough about is we understand how the environment is here. What I don't hear enough of is when any of the blacks from outside of this country come here, a lot of them take on the same traits.
Yeah, of course.
And I mean, I've seen it.
I'm beginning to believe, Sauchi, they come here with those traits. They don't just take them on. They come
what it is they can fly. They can fly with them traits. Yeah.
In other words, they come here because they don't like what's going on in their country, so they come here for a different view. So I think they come here with those traits, if that makes sense. Go ahead, Sauchi.
Okay.
I'm just asking. You probably know better than I because I'm guessing.
Well, I mean, I will look more into it because I've stated, my family, they're from Liberia, but I was born here. You see what I'm saying? So like I have that, I guess, in a sense, unfair advantage where I've seen both cultures. You know what I mean? Like in the house, it was Africa, it was Liberia, like in the house. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And the way how both, I mean, the truth is, and I rarely ever say this, both sides of my my mom and my father, the background is they're traditional, but the background of their family is actually elite. Yeah. Like my grandfather's in books, for real. So I have a very large, world view, but that part always really, growing up, I'm like, I don't understand. Especially the girls, you weren't even born here and you're making dumb decisions. Yeah. Blatant dumb decisions.
Yeah. I'm seeing that because I'm getting reports back from my contacts on the continent, man, about about the sisters setting up shop, man, and spreading this poison over there, man, and especially amongst the elite. In fact, if you listen to the elite, listen to O'Shea's women that he speaks to are actually educated, speak English, and educated, right? So, and they talk just like the women over here.
Oh dear.
Oh no!
When they come over here, man, they be having attitude.
No, listen, I could tell you right now. I could tell you right now before I go. My aunt, my father's one of his sisters, right? Because she was spoiled. We talking in Paris. Like my grandfather, again, who my grandfather was. She's in Paris. We talking. The 70s. No, not the 70s and the 80s. She's in Paris. With Louis Vuittons.
Oh. Okay.
So. But where she is right now, because she was spoiled, and one of my cousins, her oldest daughter, she doesn't even know who her father is.
Yikes!
Wow. Yeah.
I'm 40, and my cousin she's in the army. Air Force. So she just had her first kid a few years ago. So she's late 30s. Yeah. I got 2 or 3 years on her. So same shit.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
crazy.
It's great. And I know on the continent, man, lineage is extremely important. I don't care if it's
Yeah,
good or bad.
oh,
It
man,
is extremely
yeah,
important, though.
they, I'm, they don't fuck like they don't fuck around. And like growing up, I didn't understand why my father was so different,
Yeah.
but he was carrying the same shit on. And again, because being coming from the background being elite, like
Yeah.
of course I didn't know the stories. Now that I'm 40, I'm really starting to hear the stories. I'm like, it makes more sense of why my dad was the way he was, but a lot of people fell off.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like a lot.
Oh,
Yeah.
also, last thing is how you came in here in the beginning, Sauchi. This bullshit ain't worth getting fired for. So sometimes
Oh yeah.
niggas be going so hard, and then now you a target for HR and shit. You know.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. When I say it was literally only three of us in the office. It was
Yeah.
literally only three of us in the office, and it was off the clock. So
Yeah.
All it takes
I
is
don't.
one.
You're absolutely correct, but I don't get too deep. Like I literally when I'm speaking with them sometimes I don't
Yeah.
like really get too deep,
No, you
especially
can't.
with the stats because I know like it'll really fuck them up
Yeah.
because
I kind of know where this dude's coming from.
Yeah.
No, I do. And like usually what I do in situations like that, that's where, some of the chicks come into play, like pink book lessons and stuff like that.
yeah.
Or
Mhm.
depending on who you talking
Oh,
to, you feed certain people to them.
Yeah.
Like I think Medium Man would actually be good for that because I'm sure a lot of these chicks
Yeah.
be, oh, I like how he
You
look
see
and
what?
da 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 da.
Well,
But yeah,
this is how it plays out, man. You get into a discussion, right?
Hmm.
And they'll start throwing stuff out, and you start telling them about their lives. And well, how do you know?
Hmm.
Okay, that's
Yep.
what Sachi was doing. How do you know? I said, you're typical. How am I typical? Well, this
Yep.
stat, that stat, this stat. You tell me where I'm wrong with these stats.
Yeah.
Okay, and
And
this,
of course,
go ahead, go ahead.
and they're the ones who were, especially when Kevin was alive, they're the ones who were coming to me
Yeah,
about
and
Kevin, and then they were like,
initiate.
"Wait a minute, you remind me of this guy online,"
Yep.
and I
I
knew who
mean,
they were already
like,
going. I already knew who they were going to say, but
I ain't
you
even
know,
go front.
it just it's just sad because in our space we're not trying to convince people to the guys to change the girls. We're saying if you want the black community in this
it's bad
country
though.
to
Yeah,
continue to grow,
yeah,
this is what needs to happen. If not, okay,
yeah.
and it's
They,
okay.
they can
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
they can already see it amongst their children. Go ahead,
yeah,
Ray.
and that's
Let,
the argument. Oh
go
yeah,
ahead.
go ahead, go ahead.
No, no, yeah, go ahead. Go ahead, Ray. And then yeah,
nah, a lot of these people need to hear Kevin, man, these jobs, dude. Like, cause this feminism thing, like I said before on my stream, the how you gonna how you gonna avoid it? You know, especially when you're in a position where you must check a woman, like
mm-hmm,
you know, what I mean, on her bullshit.
Let them die
You
out.
know,
mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
and because this shit is manosphere and all this shit, you know, I mean, real Pill Nation, this shit exudes out of me, dude. Like real talk. I
mm-hmm.
mean, I check my brother, you know, because he's filled with the gynocracy and he's 10
Yeah,
years
yeah,
older
yeah,
than me, damn it.
yeah. You
And
can
so,
hear it.
and the result of me checking his bitch made ass, he pulls a gun on me. So yeah, yeah, motherfucker, yeah. So I mean, I'm in this shit for real,
You
man.
said
Like
it's your
across the
brother.
board.
Hold on, time out. And this is your biological brother.
Yes, nigga.
Oh wow,
Yes. Yeah.
wow.
So
Damn.
yeah. So
Yeah.
the
Damn.
Ganagasi that done hit
Mm-hmm.
me. So this is war. This is war, nigga. You think? I mean, motherfuckers like not no offense, Ed, but like motherfuckers gonna say like, okay, oh man, you know you can't let this shit spill over me into your job and all that. Well,
It's already
some
there.
damn time, damn
It's
it,
there.
you got no damn choice. But
It's
damn it,
already
hell,
there.
to stand your damn ground and tell a bitch off and say, look here, bitch, you motherfuckers only paying me a certain amount, bitch. No, nowhere near close to a livable wage. But bitch,
You know what?
no.
You know
Ray,
what I say? You know what I say, Ray? Because you guys have more than enough information, Ray. Tell me your story.
I
Tell me
just
your
Hmm.
tell him
story.
to go. I just tell him, have you ever thought about dating outside of your
No,
race?
no, no, no.
Hey, bro.
I don't do that. I said,
Now
tell
I
me your.
dare them to
No, no,
take me to
no, no,
HR
no.
for that shit.
The same thing I did. The same thing I did to what's his name? To Pastor Dollar, right? Pastor. Okay. Okay. I said the same thing. Okay. You don't believe that the octanes are not real, right? Okay. Tell me your story. Tell me your dating life. He gave me examples. Exactly everything that I said lined exactly up. He had to shut the fuck up. Okay.
That's because they used to telling black men, they used to
Yeah.
again, that's a gynocentric culture. But a lot
Yeah.
of it's because these will be some of the same niggas. I ain't even talking about pastor that they'll come to you with some Jordan Peterson bullshit, all excited and shit. It's like, wow, y'all would rather get it if I put it in a white man's package.
Yeah.
Even black men, they'll accept that shit if
Accept
it
it,
don't
yeah.
even got to make full sense. It just got to make. I mean, shit. Look at Andrew Tate. Andrew Tate didn't get the kind of hate from brothers like Kevin Samuel did. Now, granted, they're not the same person,
Yeah.
but I'll give you that. But still, I mean, I know dudes that love
Well, they're like
Andrew Tate.
Andrew Tate ain't black. That's why Andrew Tate ain't black.
And
That's
he's not.
why.
And Andrew Tate is not talking to black women. He's talking to white women. That's
Yeah,
not
so
Right.
wrong, but they hate him.
Yeah.
yeah. No, they do. Like, man, that interview was crazy. That chick thought you was talking to she was talking to the devil. That's what
She
she
she was talking to Agent
like.
Smith.
You can see the eyes.
That's the devil.
No, you
I
can
mean,
look at
with,
her
I mean,
eyes
with
like.
women, though, isn't
Y'all,
it?
one
No,
at a time.
you
Hold
can
on.
look at her eyes. If she could pull like an Emmett Till, she would have. She had them type of eyes,
Yikes.
She
like,
did. If she could have jumped over the table and attacked him, she would have. That's right. Go
and
ahead,
it's
sir.
like, and I'm like, and it's funny because he wasn't even going that hard. Like, it got to the point where he's got a female attorney, and she had to like really get stern with all of them.
Yeah.
Like, even Andrew Tate was kind of taken off guard a little bit because you see how his neck turned real quick.
Yeah.
Like, but he don't respect women though. She was like, "Excuse me, I'm talking now."
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I was like, "Damn,
Yeah.
hey,
Yeah.
earn
Well, I
that
mean, it may not be. The black women may not feel it in the same effect, as they did with Kevin Samuels. But a lot of black women who wants to identify like with the Karen kind of
Uh-huh.
mentality, they're gonna feel something
Black
about
women
it
don't
because
even mention Andrew Tate
because
like that. Now that I think about it.
because them bourgeoisie as black women, they hang around those kind of white
They
girls.
don't
So
right, the bourgeoisie women, especially elite women, they don't. I hear very little about Andrew Tate amongst the elite black women.
Yeah,
Very
they
little.
really,
Really?
Yeah, not
yeah.
very little. I got 6 academics that I talked to. They don't even mention Andrew Tate ever.
I mean, like that, he's so far
Interesting.
off their radar for them. It don't even matter because the realm they basically like the chicks who got real money. Like I got aunties who got real money. I'm talking
Mhm.
about 200K and up, bro. Like they don't even mention that man. Cause first
No.
off, they got enough money. They go down to goddamn Brazil and go buy them a man.
Yeah,
I disagree.
because Kevin really bothered them, man, because he pulled receipts and they couldn't handle it. So he
I
actually put the
think what
receipts
it
on these
is
people.
about Tate is
Mm-hmm.
Kevin knows where the bodies are buried.
Mm-hmm.
Because remember, Kevin came up in a gynocracy too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And so he knows where the bodies are
Yeah,
buried
I think
versus Tate. It's not the
They
same
can work both
conversation.
worlds, bro. That's
Well,
what
The thing is, see, Tate didn't intend. Even Aunt Tate says, "Hey, I never intended for this to happen. It just happened, right? He just happened to fall into that space that vacuum, right? We're talking his rhetoric, and then it got serious. So he had
yeah,
he had,
because
he had
really,
no idea was
yeah,
actually going to happen.
really,
He never
yeah, a
started
lot of
out to do this.
what's that dude that runs a lot? The black dude that he was like a military dude. I mean, he be
I know what
saying
you're talking
some,
about.
yeah, he be cutting deep, but he's always respectful, but he be saying like a drill sergeant, but not like loud
Is he light
stuff.
skin? Is he light skin or dark skin?
No,
He,
he's about
he
medium brown.
yeah,
He's the
yeah.
guy that runs marathons. He was a
Yeah, I was saying
Tate
yeah,
wanted to be Tate seemed like he wanted to be a more exaggerated version of that, just a little bit
Yeah.
more over the top than that.
Yeah.
Because a lot of this stuff, because he's in a lot of motivational speaker stuff like the other dude.
Yeah.
And that's kind of the niche and realm he wanted to be in. Because when you look at really what he was telling a lot of these people.
Somebody said Goggins. Yeah.
Yeah, if you look at when he was telling people to create these pages, they were generally on self-improvement, motivation. That's why when he kind of said what he said about Rolo and the red pill, that really didn't go against like what he already believed. Because this is a guy that doesn't believe in depression. He even said it in the last stream he had. He had a stream on Rumble. He said, "I don't believe in depression, so it couldn't have been that." And And he was giving real stuff. So my point is, he didn't really want people to do the red pill stuff, but he didn't care about it. But that wasn't his intention. It was like, okay.
Because he's not red pill, he's black pill, man. He's
He saw when people were saying that, but it always had this self-improve. It wasn't blame women.
If the trolls are Lavars, the trolls are heavy in this space tonight, go ahead and shoot them, man. So if you see trolls, shoot them. Yeah, don't wait
But
on
you
me.
got some trolls or something?
Yeah, that's what the virus is saying. The trolls are heavy. Go ahead and shoot them. And they don't have to. I could care less. They won't get dug out. So
Yeah, straight up. Like y'all talking about like that SBE stuff. I ain't been on YouTube, and y'all like again. I'm gonna say this. I ain't trying to put nobody on
Oh,
blast.
speaking of which,
I've yet to hear
hold
y'all
on.
talk about we need to talk. I've yet to hear y'all talk about I'm a while away. Like the dudes that
Oh,
really do that, y'all ain't got nothing to say, which is why I know that shit is bullshit.
The
Nigga,
peace, all them kind of folks. They don't
nigga,
say nothing
I'm
to them.
not. My channels aren't even up. I'm really just up here for communion. So it really makes y'all look
hey,
goofy. Yeah, like anyway, like even Bernard is starting to get dead tired of motherfuckers,
He
man.
is.
Like for real.
It's about time they started getting tired of him,
And
man.
Bernard is a good canary in the coal mine. Like he
yeah.
really got mad. Yeah. Anyway,
Yeah,
y'all jump in here.
hey,
yeah.
bro.
Did
Oh, you
Did you
talking
see
about
Gigi?
earlier?
Did you
Oh,
see?
AB
Did you
first,
see Gigi's?
and then Zulu. Go ahead. Let's see Gigi's
Did you
what?
see Gigi's SPE song? Oh my gosh, that was that
I
was
haven't
so
I
funny.
haven't heard the song yet. No, I haven't heard the song.
Oh, he played it at the end of his stream. It was
Oh, okay.
hilarious.
Okay.
He actually mentioned you in the song. It was
Yeah,
hilarious.
it is Goggin. Shout out to Artisan.
Yeah. Well, the thing is that the thing is we actually try to actually give them a chance to actually explain their point of view and their philosophy, and they couldn't.
You
That's why I
did.
know it's full of shit. Yeah, we get went 4 hours, 3 hours trying to get him to explain what he was saying. He couldn't
Well, yeah, well,
because
because
it doesn't. Yeah,
it's a troll move. I mean, and
yeah,
and people say when they say, "Well, we just gonna make fun of you niggas," it's like, okay, understand, we're talking to people that are 35 and up, and
yeah,
if your primary tactic is to make fun of somebody, I mean, let's take people that kind of did that, like
So
Hassan Campbell and stuff like that, they did, or Charleston White. Even
yeah,
with Charleston White, he's still saying real shit.
yeah,
Even amongst the crazy shit, and even people starting to get tired of his ass. Same thing
oh,
with
yeah.
Tommy Sotomayor. Like there's real shit behind it. So
yeah,
when people are sitting here saying, "Well, my primary objective is to make fun of you niggas," that sound like some Aldrich Killian Iron Man 3. Like you didn't
yeah,
do for
No, this
me.
nigga did.
No, for real. Like you didn't acknowledge me. And so therefore my life's mission, my villain origin story is, and I'm like, yo, it ain't even that big of a deal. That's why, like I said, because
oh,
I
I forgot
removed,
about that. Yeah,
that's why I
how much that
removed
movie
my,
sucked.
yeah, that's what. No, it wasn't that bad. That's why I removed. Like I said, I removed my shit just to show. And I don't even know if I am coming back, just to show people, nigga, this shit ain't that big of a deal. Like people trying to
You
make.
ain't you ain't gotta show nothing, bro. Shit, you can stay, man. You know what I mean? Shit, you ain't gotta do that to
No,
show
I'm
these
not. No.
motherfuckers,
It ain't
man.
even about that, dude. Like the reality is, people
I,
think
I understand. I got you.
creating content takes effort. I'm more original than most of these motherfuckers, so you got that going on,
Hmm.
and then I
Yep.
got other stuff to do. That I think people think I'm playing when I say that shit. Like really, because I ain't even been watching content other than me coming up here like with BGS art and style and stuff like that. I haven't been on here, and I don't even watch Jada Black and some of my favorite stuff. You have no idea how much time that frees up. So when people up here emailing me talking about other than the condolences, what I appreciate it, they're like, "Man, we need you, we need you." I'm like, "Yo, the reality is, there's
Some
people
of
that
them
want
do.
me out of here more than people need me. So y'all got it, and let's see if people can do better." It ain't even about no people running me off or anything. Let's see if people can do better. How
Hey
many
nigga, hey,
niggas?
hey niggas here. Take a vacation, nigga. Go on the beach. Hell, we got your old shit. Hell,
we,
all them classics. We can revert. I ain't tripping.
Technically, no. I actually removed all those videos. Like I took everything off.
Oh,
Eh,
oh man, I should choke the hell out of you.
Yeah, I took it, but I took everything off. Maybe I got like three. I
Hot
got about three
damn.
thousand
Put it on
videos all
Patreon.
on. I got
Yeah, Patreon.
I ain't even go do that because then people would say, "Oh, it's just a stunt." Fuck that. I don't need the money.
well, you don't need it, but get it anyway.
So I basically,
Hmm.
3,000 videos. It was like, yeah, let's see what y'all got. And what do we see?
Nothing.
What do we see? We see, people attacking Sub Zero who literally don't really talk about women like that. Married, people attacking Theo.
Yeah,
It don't matter. It's always going, and that's not the exact same people, to be fair. But black men, I'm gonna say something. Black men, what it is, and even Bernard kind of said that, like you got anti-black men, black males in the black manosphere. What it
yeah, you do.
is that gynocracy chip
Yeah,
makes it
Hmm.
so you are much more comfortable attacking other black men for whatever reason than you are actually working with black men and actually like talking about the bullshit that affects all black men. And you see people kind of coming full
Hmm.
circle to that because they are way too comfortable doing that. And then that's why the shit sounds like gobbledygook. It's just like niggas have more of a think about it. You got dudes that have more of a battery on other people's shit than they do other people's channels than they do actually making their own fucking content.
Yep,
Mm-hmm.
you do.
Tell me I'm
Real
lying.
talk. Real
Yeah,
talk. Shit.
They
that's
would
true.
jump in your panel for a whole 2 hours and argue you and say fuck you, but they can't make one video that's gonna take 30 minutes. But you know,
Yeah,
Fuck that.
yeah.
Niggas will make 8. I've seen niggas make 12-hour streams.
Hmm.
Yeah, I seen that too, boy. I can't. Oh, boy, I can't do that
I mean,
mental labor.
they're really running out of. They don't have nothing to talk about now. And where you took away like 25% of their content.
You did.
Pretty much, yeah.
yeah, bro. I got hey, bro. I gotta say, I thank you, Ed, bro. I gotta say, I don't know if Hot Sauce was here, bro, but Hot Sauce was here, bro. I wish I could throw that man a lifeline, bro. Give him like $100 or some shit. He was like,
Well, Edward definitely. Edward's one of the ones that played a part in forming my Voltron. Damn it.
hey, bro. All I'm gonna tell
Hey,
you is, bro, like this, bro. I don't fuck with no chick unless I get about a river now, bro. Between
The thing is,
Ed and Hot
I'm gonna
Sauce,
keep
bro.
it real with you. My mom wouldn't have passed. Like y'all wouldn't have saw me at all if my mom wouldn't pass. You know, a
Mhm.
lot of my friends they
mm-hmm.
got everybody. You know, so I can kind of talk.
Yeah.
In fact, I ran into one of my friends, and I ain't seen him in a minute, and he was like, "What's up? What's up?" And I kind of acted, you know, all funny style. And then I ended up, you know, messaging him. I told him like message me, and it was at Chick-fil-A, and that was last week too. So it was when shit was like real fresh. And I ended up messaging him and letting him know what it was. And he kind of felt bad because he told me he was like
Mm-hmm.
really getting mad. Like he was wondering what was my problem. And I said, well, first of all, I've always kind of low key been like that. If you catch me off guard. But secondly, this is what happened. And don't tell nobody. And I know it was you if it gets out because I ain't told nobody. And it hasn't. So he hasn't. But yeah, so we had a good conversation. But I wouldn't even came up here. So it's kind of like, you know, the communion kind of helps. But I would have been gone for real. I got, you know, and not in radio silent because when I made that video, I was for real. And and just so people know, it's not because my mom passed. I did that before that happened. Then
Yeah,
that happened.
wait,
you
So
get
your mom,
tired.
Yeah.
You get tired of
bro.
this stuff.
Hey, time out. So, I'm sorry to hear that, Edward, bro. I didn't even know that shit. My man, I'm sorry to hear that.
It's fine. No, and it's not fine, Archer, but I appreciate it. I mean, I understand. It's not something that I've just been blasting. I mean, you know, shout out to MTR too, because
Yeah, you just lost
but
it.
I'm
Yeah.
not
Hey,
Yeah, he
MTR.
just lost his
I
father.
don't got
Yeah.
MTR. I don't got MTR's following, so I can't say I wouldn't do that if I did. Probably not, because I'm just a different person and everybody does stuff differently. But that wouldn't be me. And I'm not
may the,
saying nothing about him doing that. I'm just saying it
may
wasn't
the
nothing
Most High
like that.
God bless
You know.
you and him and
Yeah.
keep y'all,
Keep
and
y'all
heal
blessed,
y'all
y'all.
too, man.
Keep y'all safety, man, and in right mind. Sorry.
So
So,
fuck, bro.
Yeah.
yeah,
And
both of
yeah.
y'all be in my
Yeah,
prayers,
BGS.
man.
I'm trying to figure out how these knuckleheads can say you're trying to bring us back to the table after you put out that our black women clean off video. I'm just like, how do you, I'm like, okay.
You know, the thing is,
I didn't even finish that. Damn.
the problem is that I'm telling them exactly word for word what I'm about. And they keep getting it wrong. Okay, they keep
No, they're
getting
doing that on purpose. It's
They're
like with
doing
the
it on
true.
purpose,
It's
yeah.
like with shout out to Into the Spider-Verse
Yeah,
with
at
that
this point
white
they're doing it
woman.
on purpose.
She said, if you got a 0 on a true and false test, that means you really got 100. You're not quitting this class, motherfucker. Yeah, nice try, you know. And that was a funny scene. That was Into the Spider-Verse. First, we said, so what's the percentage if I put a blindfold and you get a true and false quiz that what are you gonna do? Probably a 50%. That's right.
Mhm.
You know, one of them. She remind me of what is it? Of Dangerous Minds.
Yeah.
Yeah, Michelle Pfeiffer. One of them. You know, I'm trying to do right.
The thing
Oh
is, I mean, you want
gosh.
to talk about somebody
One
trying to
time.
bring people back to the table. We have Obsidian, who is actually trying to have this fictional table.
Yeah.
BGS is just basically saying that the negotiations are happening right now. The reorganization of the conversation between black men and black women is happening in real time. And
Yeah.
I can back that up. You have no clue how many women I'm running into that actually hears about this space. And I actually
Yeah.
told one of them, I've sent some of the videos I was engaged in this space, and she was very surprised that I was engaged. Most of the time I keep that in to myself.
I
Mm-hmm.
would
But
definitely keep that to myself.
well, I mean, she was smart enough to have a conversation. You know, you got to pick and choose who you want to have a conversation
Yeah, I
with
usually
about it.
pretend I don't know Kevin
And she
either.
she was willing. She was actually willing to listen.
Yeah,
That's
she was a
different.
good conversation, so I could actually
Yeah.
talk to her about it. It's not like somebody I'm just shoving and she knows nothing about space. This girl actually has the ability to hold a conversation. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, I'm
Okay.
running into more and more of them that's actually, I say, as of the last year, three of them that actually knows about the space, knows not
Mm-hmm.
even just, but the bigger space, even the Kevin's, the suggestion fits. Like this information about what men want is getting out there, and it is causing a different dynamic
Yeah.
in the and what's going on there. A lot of women, I'm not gonna try to give black women a lifeline, but a lot of women are just victims of not hearing, not and being in an environment, being a part of a culture where the men are never say what the hell they need. They never set boundaries. And now that boundaries are starting to be set by men,
Mm-hmm.
some of them are coercing. I'm not gonna say a lot, some. When I say some, I'm talking about 2%. Let's get it right. If that, and that's a generous number, are saying, oh well, this is what they want, I might give in. But the conversation is being had.
Yeah, I mean, it's no let you know, and as far as these trolls go, too, let the record show it's 12:45 in the morning on a Friday night, and the best thing these motherfuckers got is to be over here
Yeah.
doing this bullshit. But
Yeah.
we're the losers though. You know, that's the thing
Well,
people don't understand, because I know y'all not out and about just saying, let me do this. I mean, you got people talk about, my burning mom. Like, check this out, Archer, just so you understand how fucked up this is. I put a couple of pictures of my mom in my Discord, and then
Mm-hmm.
somebody took that and made it an acronym called Edward Anderson's burning mom.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
even right now, he talking about, oh, it's hot down here. This is the type now.
What?
I said it, yeah. You
Hey,
see in the
bro. Hey,
chat.
man. I mean,
This is hold on. Like my point is, this is how you know stuff like that is cowardly. You wouldn't
Mm-hmm.
ever do something like that in a barber shop, because the reality is I probably wouldn't even be able to get out of the seat fast enough, because almost every black mom loves, even Dear Mama with Tupac. Like, you got it's literally that crazy. Look at what Ray said with like what his brother did just off the strength of the gynocracy in general, let alone if you talk about somebody directly his mom.
All because I said this to this motherfucker. And I
Yeah.
will say it to his ass again, even if you come to me with an apology. Motherfucker, I said you a beta male set mangina, always be holding to the fucking bitch.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
that's
Nigga
how
on
I
this
I'm
fucking
said.
loving that
stage.
same shit too, though,
That's,
And
bro.
he
that
pulled
that
a gun. He
triggered
pulled a
him.
gun. Basically, you start messing with that chip, man. Just no, no.
Yeah, that chip is dangerous.
That's,
Therefore, that's why years ago I developed my motto. I already knew what was coming, man. With
mm.
this shit, my one versus a million. I will fight the 1,000,000 of you motherfuckers before I have my balls in the bitch first.
Yeah.
Fuck you.
But
And and the last thing I'm gonna say too is, notice how because this is the thing I was trying to say to Ramil. You don't take accountability for like or Thai City for the people that do this stuff. I'm curious as if they tripped the wrong person, and then like they mess with the wrong person, and then like it get real serious. I'm not even gonna name names, because my thing is, you got people taking this thing called SBE, and this is how you know it don't mean. So one dude just said, you SBEing after your mom died. So wouldn't it make sense that I would do that if my mom died? Because maybe I would care about black women more. Like, this shit doesn't mean anything. That's what I'm trying to.
mhm.
It's literally three letters that people with literally no IQ came together, and this is why people gravitate. Remember how they told Eminem? What did they tell Eminem? Dre told Eminem, you need to rap slower because you're rapping too fast, and the words you're saying make sense. Is fire, but the dumb people that actually buy shit can't resonate with it.
Yeah.
As soon as Eminem slowed down, him becoming white, he was who he was.
Mm-hmm.
And they said, and a lot of battle rappers, by the way, that are really good at battle rapping, like they're almost just as good as Nas or something like that when it comes to like wordplay and stuff.
Yeah.
The ones that slow it down, that's when they
Mm-hmm.
get hits. That's what that shit
Em-
is.
Eminem wasn't busy bone and crazy bone fast though.
No, but that was a little bit different because they were doing the singing and stuff like that. That kind of was their thing, and then it was more novel at that point. So they kind of got a pass because of their
Yeah.
like the whole stuff around their whole music and stuff like that. But and then they had other. That was just their thing, and shout out to them. They're out of Cleveland. I'm sure Dre would want me to say that. But yeah, Eminem, that wasn't gonna work. So as soon as he slowed it down, it worked a lot better, and that's why he kept doing that. So the thing is, you have people that they don't even understand what the shit they're doing. That's why, but you got to look at how they're using it. Like people think about it. I'm up here, and then people decide to stop what they're doing. I only got like 3 videos on YouTube. They decided to stop whatever they're doing and just get up in here just to say SBE, Edward, you still SBE, Edward, you're dead, mom, Edward, you're dead, mom. And then that stuff is tagged to you. Now, these bitch ass niggas won't get in these bitches chat doing all of that.
Hey, I
At
won't
all.
worry about that, bro, because God, man, he gonna definitely
Well, I'm not even
deliver
saying that
vengeance
on this
on them, bro.
bothering me. I'm just letting people know when people try to act like this stuff don't matter. It's just
That's evil
trolling.
shit, man.
It is, and it's funny because you say women are evil when they celebrating death. But this is what you got to do. Even one dude, hi, my name's John. I'm a white man. You need to stop SBE. It's like, yo,
Even more proof that these niggas are spellbound, bro. I've been
yeah.
saying they
And they're not even.
spellbound.
And here's the thing: they're not even doing it to defend women. These are the niggas that you want to say they more red pill than we are. Anyway.
Yeah,
Okay.
them
Anyway.
the
That's why from now on, don't even mention they're getting
Yeah,
hidden. So
just
don't
block
even
them on
mention.
site. Yeah, just
Yeah,
block them on
just
site.
don't even mention it
block them on
because they
site, bro.
won't know it. If you don't mention it, they won't know it. People won't even see it.
Yeah,
So
my thing, yeah, sometimes, yeah, because the thing about that StreamYard bullshit, that's one thing they gotta start fixing the StreamYard. They gotta make sure that shit connects to both. That's the
well,
one thing they need to improve.
the thing, yeah, well, that's that's probably harder to do. But the thing is that the thing is if you see it on StreamYard, don't read it if it's negative, right? Let the mods take care of it because the thing is that if you mention it, it actually go out over the over in the replay. Okay, so if you see it, it's negative. Don't mention it. Let the mods take care of it.
Yeah, that's what
Just
I did a couple Saturdays ago. I saw that crazy mess they said about Ed's mother. I just deleted it. I didn't even say
yeah,
nothing.
delete it and it don't say nothing. Yeah, because if you do it, now it'll get out because that's what they want. If you start talking about it, they want you to talk about it. So now it gets traction. So the thing is,
Well, like I said, the main reason I mentioned it because when you hear dudes talking about,
yeah,
one of the things that annoys me, I'm not about to start talking about it again, but one of the things that annoys me is this
mm-hmm,
apathy to shit.
mm-hmm,
Niggas act like they don't know shit about shit, like certain content creators and stuff like that. And
mm-hmm.
then when people start reacting a certain way, like they just say, fuck it, I'm out. And it's like, oh, well, why is this not like this? What's going on? It's like, yo, you being that fucking tunnel vision on shit,
Mm-hmm.
like that has consequences. It's the same thing with the audience too. Like a lot of audience folks, y'all be in these discords and shit like that. A lot of it, it's everybody's responsibility to maintain quote unquote this space. Cause BGS has had such because I know y'all gonna lose your mind if BGS say fuck it.
They
Y'all
did.
gonna really
I did once, and
Oh
yeah.
people had
yeah.
actually
They
lost their
but he
mind.
it was
motherfucking
two.
crying in his channel, bro. I remember that though. I
Yeah.
remember that. Day.
What was
And
it like two
understand,
weeks and they
Oh
were
yeah,
already begging you to
yeah,
come
But
yeah.
back?
2 weeks was a
They,
long 2 weeks too, bro.
yeah.
yeah, and they did. You had PhDs coming. Hey man, you can't give up your channel like that.
Yeah, and it's like, well, some people gonna have to come down here and really start checking shit. And now everybody don't got to do it because I get to the PhDs, they got another mission. But
Yeah.
when people play this game or people want to be cool with other people that do this, see, I don't do that. You can't associate me with nobody. That I ain't even talk about the chat. I'm talking about that or or my mentor called rebel rousers. Ain't nobody like that I really associate with to do that. Certain people that you see
Yeah,
all the time around, and there's a certain responsibility of everybody. And this is why the bigger thing too is this is why black men can't build shit because this is literally the crab in the barrel bullshit. And then niggas wonder why other dudes are working with other races and stuff like that. It's
Hmm.
because this is kid shit. This is high school shit. And I'm not even just talking about, I don't give a fuck about what's in there. I'm just talking about this shit in general. And here's the thing, who the fuck is actually growing a channel off this bullshit? Ain't none of these niggas actually growing some shit. And so when people say shit is content strategy, that's bullshit. Anyway,
Yeah.
I'm done.
All
Oh
right.
yeah, I
Who's
gotta say
next?
one thing, bro. Like
Go
I'm
ahead.
not gonna lie to you, B. Oh, my bad, my bad.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
Well, the last time I got a contact with my boyfriend, that was Uganda, bro.
Uh-huh.
Uganda didn't turn into basically a little firestorm, basically, but they having basically a sell on women, basically, from what I'm hearing, because damn near every dude that's from I ain't gonna say from West Africa, but from like Nigeria slash Ghana, bro, and a few
Uh-huh.
other states, and Kenya, bro, they go over there, they're like, hey, bro, they taking all these Ugandan chicks, bro. I was
Oh,
like,
they are.
yeah, I kind of see that happening, bro, because ain't nobody, bro. From what I heard, but this is from what I heard. I don't really know too many Nigerians, like personally, but
Uh-huh.
it was something that like that feminism shit is kind of starting to really sink through in Nigeria, bro.
Yeah.
And I can kind of see it. Like even I still have to go on TikTok and I go have a conversation. I be like, why you so aggressive? Like you think you gonna beat somebody ass? Like, but yeah, it's getting kind of wild out there. Like it's getting like how am I gonna say it? It's getting pushed back. It's starting to get pushed back now because you have like African women really saying stuff. But then I checked out one chick and she went to like this all Muslim event. She was like, your men have failed you. I'm sitting here like, who is paying these bitches, bro? They got a whole little sound like what was it? Not studio. What is it? Auditorium room. Just a whole bunch of Muslim black women, whatever. Right? It's about yo, men have failed you, and so and so. And I'm sitting here like, bitch, what you talking about? All y'all motherfuckers sitting out here married, eating food and y'all husbands is paying for this shit. Bitch, what you talking about? Like, I don't know, man. Like, if I show you the video, you'll be like, yeah, I
Well,
don't know.
Nigeria has always been one of the worst African countries in that. It's always been a little bit further ahead on the feminism shit. I
Yeah.
don't know
Yeah.
why that
No,
is, but
It's because the women come over here, go to school, and they take that shit back with them.
Oh,
That's why.
Now, which one? Now, which one is one that O'Shea his show is based off of, or
Uganda. Uganda.
uh,
Uganda, for like
the
me
date
they operate out of
Uganda?
Uganda.
Okay,
Yeah, but I don't know. Like, I ain't gonna lie to
yeah,
you, bro.
yeah, they a bunch of feminists in that damn show.
Yeah. Well, yeah, because they're
Yeah,
upper
like,
class. Those are upper class women. They're not the regular women.
oh,
I
the
don't know. I don't
bourgeoisie,
think
huh?
my girl is.
Is that upper class to say to a man, would you be okay if me and my family keep an eye on your wallet?
No, yeah,
Nonsense.
like they ain't upper class. Like they like was it like the fine one, Julia? Like her, she ain't upper class. The fat one that's really fat, like she's probably upper class. But the
Mm-hmm.
fat one that's really on here, I don't know if
Mm-hmm.
you saw her, but like
Yeah.
she's upper class.
The main one to be on there. She's probably upper class.
No, she's not. No, she's not. No, she's like she's regular working whatever, but she's
Yeah.
still having lucky enough to have the body and face. Yeah.
Okay. But she talks like a feminist though.
Oh yeah, she definitely is a feminist, bro. Yeah, yeah.
yeah,
Like
and that's another thing dudes be doing. Like sometimes, like again, tell them date outside their race. Cause I promise you they don't pull that bullshit on like that's literally, and I say that to kill the conversation because arguing when chicks are like mine, that's a religion. You like
yeah, it is.
would you look seriously? Would you argue Islam with a Muslim to try to get them off of it? You wouldn't even waste your time doing that.
I, I wouldn't
Same
call
thing
them
with a
pro
black.
black. I would call them these pro gynocratic dudes. If you just say that out in public around them, they would then thus get upset with you when you're telling the chick that, and they're like standing right there. What you telling me, blah
Who?
blah? Don't
Telling them
tell our
who? Telling
sister.
them what?
Don't tell our sisters to go date out.
I
What the
have.
hell? We need our sisters.
No, and I've that somebody has tried that bullshit, and I've told them. So
Hmm.
you saying that you believe that black women should settle if a black man is just because they're black, and right there that chick turns right it look gives that look and that
Oh, you
little
giving that,
you
that
bitch
quick
no
look,
and
bro.
they bitch up. Yeah, exactly. That's because
Exactly, bro.
and
That
that's
shit be
exactly
hilarious.
yeah because I and they're like, well, why would you say? Then dude try to come back. Well, why would you even say that? I said, look, may the best man win. I'm confident that black men are the best. Are you?
Mm-hmm.
You know? So oh well if they go over there and they get beat up on. I said, well, that's their fault. They the one that went over there. Just like how if a black man deals with a white woman and he gets hemmed up but by white supremacy, y'all you what are black women gonna generally say? Hey, that's you knew what you were dealing with going into it. The risk. It's the same thing. My point is we have this little tug of war begging shit and he didn't I didn't go into explaining too deep, but I was like, you're gassing them up by doing that. You're making this is why she thinks she outranks you. My thing is, I'm not even wasting my time. You go over there and you get their protection, their precision. You deal with white politics, just like what is it, Tia or Tamara that's having
Yeah.
to deal with that.
Yeah.
That's what that because trust me, that's hell on earth for them. Now, usually the way they can get through it is because they may want to, get their kids more whiter than not. Think of Meghan Markle's mom. Meghan Markle's mom can't stand the dude she had kids with. Like, for real. So don't believe they're riding off in the sunset on some fucking Little Mermaid or Cinderella shit. And I'm
Right.
not even doing this to hurt them. It's about your time. Dudes have this thing where they think if I say the right thing, Mac the right way, because even that Mac and game shit just gets you the pussy. There's another level in order to actually deal with them in a relationship on the long term, when now you got stuff they can actually mess with when you get invested. And that's
I,
why I say that. So I wish they would say that. And trust me, they have nothing to say when you say that. They just got to eat that.
See,
as I lay testament of how
One
bold I
time, one
am,
time, one time. Go ahead, Ray first, and
as
then Blue.
as I lay testament to how bold I am, damn it, with this, and telling dudes the truth on this shit. Damn it, I tell motherfuckers at work, you're siding with the group that wants to see you dead and your black baby and your black male baby.
I don't
You know
even
that,
explain.
right?
I don't even explain that. You let them find that
That's
out
all I
firsthand.
say.
But even still, because when you say that, the way this is just my opinion and what I see it. The way they interpret that is you begging them. It's just like, for instance, there's this white dude on the TikTok that he said, and he's right. He said, if a chick cheats, just leave, get ghost. And it was actually a situation where somebody did that, and then he was getting criticized because he denied her closure.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't
Oh
get
yeah.
mad. He didn't ask why. He
Oh
just
yeah.
disappeared.
I mean,
Yeah.
And then
Yeah. Ghost. Yeah.
literally his friends, because they had kind of mutual friends, were saying, "Why are you doing that?" Because she literally regressed in like a kid. She just couldn't handle it because she couldn't explain. It's like, I'm thinking, what the fuck do you have to explain? This was eyeball.
She wants the opportunity to try to save the relationship. That's what she wants.
Exactly. And
No, no, no,
that
I don't
was
think
real.
that's
And trust me, something like that is easier said than done. I am under no illusions to that. So I'm not making it like this is just easy. That type of shit takes discipline. Shout out to the movie Heat. But all that, why, what are you doing? Women get off on that shit. Black, white, they get off on that shit. And so my point is, when you cut it off, like anything a black woman says about black men, say, go get you a white man. Because we already know what type of white men most of them be coming back with. And don't even say, you can't do better. Let them find out.
You bitches be coming back with them Joe Dirt motherfuckers.
But the thing about it is, man. I mean, I get that black women are delusional, but other races of men are really not checking for them. Because first of all, if we're talking white men, if he's not with a white woman, he's with an Asian woman. White men go fucking crazy over Asian women first and foremost.
It's
Then
real.
on top of that, it's normally when they date black, it's normally the black Europeans, like black French but African descent, right? And then it's African. Like they don't really fuck with
So hot sauce.
black women like that.
So all these things you say are true, but you say that as if you're concerned.
No, I'm not. I'm not concerned. I'm not concerned. I'm more of this. I don't understand why we as a mass still fuck with them, because I'm of the point that if you date a black American woman today, whatever happens is your fault.
Yeah, but no, I understand that. But when I just want you to understand the reason why I tell people to tell them to date out, because first of all, you got dudes that'll be on Facebook, Twitter, they want to engage with these people, like with sisters. And my thing is, if look, I know how to delineate good black women from bad black women. And if you go from good to bad, that's it. That I mean, there is, and dudes don't have, Americans in general don't have this, but black men especially don't have a concept of time. They don't value time. This is why dudes will talk about game and dealing with chicks and wasting all this time, and then they'll say, "Oh, a trick is a trick, and that's all it is," as if you only would trick if you can't get women a regular way, which is not always true. My point is, when you tell them to date out, that is a way of killing the conversation without like making it like you trying to get the upper hand. Because what can a woman really say to that? No, I
Right.
want to date black men. Okay, then the conversation becomes, well, you know what black men want. If you're not going to do it, then there's nothing to talk about. There is no negotiation. That's the
Well,
thing.
That's really the best
you
way. That's really the
right.
best formal way to end the conversation,
Yeah,
and because any other way will lead it to where
because,
you're
because,
projecting some
But
kind of
my point,
because
keep
my, and I'm
sweat
gonna say this.
betting
I'm
kind
gonna,
of
I'm gonna, I'm
thing.
gonna say this. I'm gonna let you go out. My thing is, if a black woman can do better, because I've seen black women that can't get solid white dudes. That, you know, a lot of them had that skinny
so I'm
build where
talking.
they're
I'm
Yeah.
pretty
talking in
face.
mass. I'm
Well,
talking
I
in just a
So,
mass.
but my point is, I'm just saying that it's this idea that black men are holding black women. I'm talking about ADOS black men are holding black women in the
Right.
black community, and we're trapping them. I want to make it under no illusions that that's not happening. Anyway,
But
go ahead.
but my whole thing is that at this point, like really with all the information, the data, the conversations, the social the social experiments, lack of a better word, that's happening like from on the West Coast, East Coast, Midwest, whatever. I'm of the opinion it's just like leave them alone. If you want a black woman, there's Africa, there's fucking Brazil, there's the
I call it
Caribbean,
intercultural dating. Yeah, but
right? I mean,
everybody
yeah.
isn't where you
Well,
are
Yeah,
though.
let me
let him finish it. Let him finish it.
let me just so my point is just that because I mean even with the negotiation table, it's not in good faith. It can't be. Too much history has passed for it to even be good faith. And I'm speaking to 100% of black women because I mean I know like my definition of what a good black woman is very very different from your guys. But at the end of the day, somehow you're going to get fucking with them. So at the end of the day, whether they're back, I mean, whether they come back to negotiation table, whatever,
Hmm.
just I mean, you're American with American money. Even 50K can get you a good girl, and you can bring them back because even when you look at the statistics of bringing them back and married, it's
Yeah,
only a 20% divorce rate. That means
yeah,
eighty
yeah,
Well,
percent are successful.
yeah, yeah,
What
yeah.
percentage of black men do you, ADOS black men in particular, you think want to deal with black women?
Well,
Oh,
I don't know. I
me?
don't know, but
Yeah,
I mean, but
yeah, I'm asking that because a lot of
really
times, man,
tough.
the way
Yeah.
you said the way I agree with everything you're saying because I'm the one that really talked about intercultural dating. You can do that in the United States before
right,
you
you
travel.
go.
But
Bro,
but
Yeah.
my
but I mean, we're
but
the
One
my
time,
age
one
of.
point.
time,
Hold
one
on,
time, one time, one
let me
time.
just say this really quickly. We're
Hmm.
at the age of the internet. You can go to Afro Introductions,
Yeah,
meet some woman somewhere across whatever, talk to her, visit her a couple times. Because apparently, right, majority of black men are 50K or more, largest middle class. 50K, you can fly to wherever that place is, meet her, talk to her, whatever, and then eventually bring her back on a 50K salary.
What gets missing in a lot of these conversations
No.
is we assume that like it's kind of like if I'm dealing with, let's say I'm dealing with Africans in a particular tribe in a particular country. I'm American. I
Mm-hmm.
have my mindset. There's an
Mhm.
outcome I'm trying to a message I'm trying to communicate. So I can choose to either say I'm gonna communicate it the way I fucking want to communicate it. They either gonna receive it or they not. When it is my intention for them to at least receive it, whether it's now or later, and take it in
Mhm.
consideration, or I'm gonna say it based on the reasoning, the reasoning that I understand based on their background, who they are, what they value, and stuff like that. Assuming I actually have enough information to actually successfully pull that off. What you're doing is you're doing it more like a hammer to a nail, like a mallet in particular to a nail. Boom, 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 and that has its place. But the thing is, we we understand like how deep these dudes are and why they are like that. So all they're gonna do is just make you the weirdo and push you out the room. And make no mistake, you see what people do with me. You know how they try to
Right.
say, "Oh, in my voice," that's what they will do. And so, my intention is to get the message communicated, so they don't just try to destroy it. Versus, that's why we kind of have the difference in approaches. Because yeah, I want to get just because SWP kind of, I would be on your side of it with SWP. Because SWP does a lot of that, where he, not what you're
Right.
doing, but
Right.
like he'll try to make it a 50-50 problem. And that triggers me
Right.
because it's not.
Yeah,
It's not.
Right.
So I get where you're coming from. And then some people do need to be hardliners, but like to get a message through, you got to understand like where it
Oh,
is.
that's
Most of
fair.
these
That's
most of
fair.
these dudes don't even have,
yeah,
unfortunately.
and let him respond though. Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to say this, right? When we talk about communication, getting messages across, it's fair and exact what you're saying. Yeah, you got to tailor it so it can be received. And in most situations, almost every situation, I would agree with you. But we talking about niggas here, and niggas gonna be niggas no matter what, right? So my whole thing is like, yeah, you're right? You got to get it to where people can receive it. But at the end of the day, man, it's the situation of, we're here. I mean, because my whole thing is this. This is not a new phenomenon. I believe we've been dealing with this since 1619.
Yeah.
Right. So that 1619, 400 years. So at some time, like Sister George said it best, when you stop talking to them, that's when they're going to wake the fuck up. And now
passport bros became a thing. Now guess what they're doing?
Yeah, it's like everybody wants to skip to the.
We've been dealing, because my whole thing is this, because like when I had a discussion with BGS, we've been dealing with this since 1619. Even when we talk about Jim Crow, do we really know black women were down for black men during Jim Crow? Because as soon as white people say, "Hey, let's you can be out," they were out.
Another thing that you're not anticipating too, I just want to throw it out there, is a lot of these guys, when they hear you talking, not you, but in me in general, I don't even talk about this shit like this in real life, like that, unless in certain situations. They are looking at everything through the through line of their mother too. So when you say stop fucking with black women, what you really saying is stop fucking with their mother. Now, obviously, me uniquely, my mom be like, fuck these bitches too, ironically. But most dudes, that's what I'm saying. Most dudes will interpret it that way. That's another reason why they act like they don't understand. Anyway.
But I'll say this, and I'll pass the mic. I want to say 2 points. So one, I mean, I get it, right? Even though I'm saying date African women, they're going to hear stop dating black women. I get that. But even though I'm not saying that,
you'll get less resistance with African women versus.
But that's what I'm saying. I'm saying date African women and date Afro Latino or Caribbean, like Jamaican, Dominican.
Not Jamaican. Not Jamaican.
Lead with when you lead with that, you'll get a lot less resistance.
Right. So that's what I'm saying. Leave the American black women alone, not leave black women alone. I'm saying that, like, because I go to East Africa very often. And the second thing is man, it's like, especially for the young kids, man. When I went to China, I left with $1,700, $700 for a plane ticket, and $1,000 in my pocket. That was it. And I've been in China for 19 fucking years, making my own way. You don't need to be rich. I was poor. Come from a single mother home.
But hot sauce, you're not the typical black dude. So.
Yeah, that's not.
Yeah. But I'm saying that to say
you can't do it. You can do it, but thing is, you're an elite black dude. You're not the regular black dude.
Yeah, but I'm saying that to myth bust, right? Because even FBA went around. I'm saying that to say to myth bust that you need to be a 6-figure guy, whatever. No. Because actually, when you're backpacking and do stuff like that, the only thing you need to be is fucking young.
Yes.
The white boys do it all the time.
They do. They do.
Yeah. Right? Hostels and shit.
Yeah, I remember because I met a couple of people down there when I was in Guatemala, right? They had been out like 9 months on $5,000. Okay, you can do it.
Yeah, hostel. You got $1,000 for your pocket. You do hostels. You can, especially if you're American with an American passport, you take part-time jobs, teach English, whatever. But you get out there.
Yeah, you can do it. You can do it. It's just it's a matter of you have to be willing to be uncomfortable. That's all.
Yeah. I mean, but that's where the youngness comes in. You can sleep on the floor and still.
Jules is up here, so he can speak on what he saw in the chat.
What's going on, Jules?
Yeah, did you see?
No,
what's up?
I haven't, but I saw the thumbnail.
First off, BGS, I want to say that emotional labor, that was excellent. I actually had to grab that, and I did a little chopping up in Audacity to make it one full episode. So I got that on my personal stash.
That sounds like a book.
It was good.
No, it's not. It's not a book yet. I'm trying to get Dr. T to actually write it because I could write it. But the thing is, it'll be more effective if he writes it because it needs to be in academia because that's where this bullshit is taught about female emotional labor. That's why I want him to write it. Go ahead.
Is that PhD patina?
BGS, it is what it is. The titles do matter.
Just ghostwrite it, BGS, and then let him put his name on it.
You can tell when a layman writes it and when an academic writes it.
Well, he can add enough notes to, have him run it through one of his students. It's like a PA, like somebody he knows is on. I don't know, because then you get somebody that's got to win the.
I got 3 or 4 that might be down for that, but thing is, I want them to actually do it in their own language. Gigi would actually do it for me. So.
Yeah, he might put a lot more. I mean,
he might. He
was on that stream a couple weeks ago, and he was going into his academic thing. He said, "Listen, motherfucker, I'll bend you over." And I was like, "Whoa!" He throws a lot of fastballs out.
He was a G before he was a PhD. Let's put it that way.
Yes, but you could tell he's both.
Yes.
So Umar was on Daily Rap Crew, and he said that Black women would respect Black men if they went back to the community and raised all their children and helped them become men. And I thought that he was like, basically just bend the knee and do the job of the man that you chose.
That's why I don't call him a doctor.
The thing is, he's
Pan-African,
but he's not the only one who, trust and believe. Dr. T and Dr. Neal gets all this flack.
So what did they say, Jules? That's what I want to know.
They sat there kind of like, so that's what you're saying, huh? Like a
very, they didn't want to. Even they weren't buying it, were they?
No, I mean they just breezed past it, but I thought they breezed past it, but they couldn't really like answer to that.
Well, I mean, you say
because they're not going to do it. That's why.
Yeah, what they did. This is what they did, Jules. They said we got a good guess. We could potentially get other like parent guys like Umar. Let me not just and they're not known for decapitating shit, but they will put logic on something and actually like walk something out to its logical conclusion. But it sounds like they didn't even do that. So they said, let's not even do that. That way we can leave room for the next. They did guest management.
Right. Yeah. You don't want to have a reputation to be antagonistic to your guests.
Well, because as a platform, if you're a platform where people think they can get and here's the thing, it's like you don't have to agree with it, but if they can get their stuff out, then people want to go. That's why low key people be going to Bernard stuff actually, and people kind of know they're gonna debate a little bit, but it's never gonna be like crazy, So and you see how that's benefited Bernard's platform. That's the move they made, which as somebody's red pill, I'm like, But then again, here's the smart thing. The smart play would be with them is if I was thinking they were thinking, it's like, well, hey, why should I F up my platform?
Why?
When I know y'all gonna just do a play-by-play or replay on it anyway. Right. I know MTR gonna do it, Media Man might do it. Somebody go pick it up and say what we was really thinking, but we don't gotta have to own that. That's anyway.
I mean, just asking the response like why would have been enough to get in the stop and distract, but they didn't really do that. They kind of let it lie and
this dude
let's hear it then.
We can't hear it. We can't hear it.
Even the computer ain't letting that bullshit play.
Can y'all hear it?
No, I can't hear it.
No, I can't hear it.
You can't hear it? Okay, hold on.
No.
All right.
No, that shit is not sanctioned over here. It's silent.
Okay.
Haram. BGS haram.
You know where he won't say that at. He won't say that on the Breakfast Club. I bet you won't say that bullshit. Even Envy and what's it? Because Envy had a battery in his back.
Oh no. Have y'all seen the what is it? The are you gonna stay here video? Have y'all seen that video?
Which video?
Well, I mean, even someone like Obi is taking a break from YouTube because his shit's not working.
Yeah.
I mean, he said unsubscribe and people didn't, but they just stopped watching.
They stopped watching.
I mean, you had a couple of those girls come on and say, "Yeah, we know we're doing bad, but we don't care."
Well, I mean, the thing about
they don't know what else to do.
Yeah, and the thing is with Obi, it's like
men are not raising black boys to be the men our community.
Can y'all hear that?
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah. We're gonna hear the Pan-African now.
We'll play like 5 minutes of it. See what he said.
Community needs. That is 100% our fault. What I'm saying is she got a right to be angry with us. She got a right to be angry with us. We have not been on our job as black men. If the men are the providers, what have we been providing for our community? I'm not speaking you individually.
Yes.
Because you may be a damn good father. You may be a damn good father. You may be a damn good father. But guess what? What are we doing for the community? What are we doing for the children who don't have a father? You don't think the black woman got a right to be angry when she's been raising 2/3 of the kids by herself for 50 years? And the minute she raised her voice, we say she's not humble enough? She had to become masculine to survive the rape, the molestation, the domestic abuse. Are you telling me you can't see how we created that?
I understand that, but
if we was loving our women and taking care of our women, do you think she would be like that?
Yeah.
That personality has a history.
If she's picking Pookie and Ray Ray instead of
you're making her a scapegoat.
No, she's picking a scapegoat.
No.
There's good quality men that
why she even got it? Why is there even a Pookie in the selection?
You gotta ask her.
No. I'm gonna tell you why there's a Pookie in the selection.
What?
I'm gonna say this, and this is the only pause I'm gonna do. At least the way it make it sound like they didn't push back at all. Okay, this counts. So good job on them. At least they didn't let him give a speech.
I'm gonna say this, and I've actually spoken to him personally twice in person.
Talk about Umar.
Okay. And I told him, I love you, bro. You got a good message, but you know you wrong as hell about what you said about women. First of all, 70% of domestic violence, the women are the aggressor. You have more child abuse happening in single mother homes by single mothers than fathers or two-parent homes. Because a man will be like, if you abuse my kids, I wish you would. Mm-hmm. Then, let's look at this. She didn't have to be masculine. She chooses to be masculine. Everything in life's a choice. Now, let's get back to molestation. How many
when were black women ever feminine? That's what I want to know.
The same time night was ever day. Never.
Never. Yeah. Go ahead.
Never. Can I say something really quickly?
Hold on, because I gotta finish what I'm saying. That's important.
Okay, go ahead.
See, I gotta tell you what really grinds my fucking gears. Really intellectual, really learned, highly degreed people fucking lying.
Yep.
It's fucking irritating when I could just pull up the stats and say, no, motherfucker, you're lying. These bitches choose. For some odd reason, why is it that certain bitches get pregnant by certain men? She can have more bodies than the fucking Royal Rumble, but she only gets pregnant by a certain type of man.
Okay, we got to shorten it up because we're playing a clip, okay?
So go ahead, finish the clip.
Go ahead, hot sauce, real quick.
Yeah, so in 2017, Umar Johnson actually came to Shanghai, China to give a speech. And I talked to him afterwards, right? Because it was a small dinner. And I told him that, you know, why you keep blaming black men when majority of black men don't have kids out of wedlock? And this is in 2017. And he was just like, well, at the end of the day, somebody got to take care of these women. And I was like, then after that, like immediately after that, he started asking people for money for his school. But again, this was like 2017. So bro, this is money grab. This is a money grab.
Well, yeah, they know what it is. I've been saying that about him. So I've actually interviewed him like 3 times, so I know what it is. But let me finish the clip.
The problem isn't
real quick. Go ahead, real quick. Okay.
Oh yeah, the problem isn't Umar Jackson. What he's saying is not technically a problem. I have a problem with the two guys responding. I'm sick of this response where we say that we concede the fact that there are even Pookie and Ray Rays out there who's leaving these women. When it's been debunked over and over again, these women who get pregnant, whether they're married or they have a boyfriend-girlfriend relationship, the men are not the ones who's leaving and breaking the shit up. And even if you want to blame it on Pookie and Ray Ray, it still creates a false narrative that the women are somehow victims to anybody. They're not. They have freedom of choice. And when black communities start breaking apart, it's not because the men just up and left. It's because women got too much freedom of choice.
And we proved that over and over again, which is something that the other side, especially the SBE crowd, fails to acknowledge. But go ahead. Let me finish trying to play the clip.
Because black men have abandoned black boys and have allowed social media, white media, athletes, and rappers to raise them. That's why she with Pookie. If we never allowed Pookie to develop, she would not have a Pookie. If we're going to be men, the first thing we got to do is take responsibility for why our women feel the way they feel.
I can hear that.
I'm not saying that they're right to disrespect, because even if a woman disrespects me, right? that still don't give me a right to disrespect her because she's still the queen of the community. Even if she not acting like it, I'm going to give it a
There you go, man. Listen to
Carl. Get the fuck out of here.
Like, we don't understand.
No,
I just listen for that shit.
I do understand. Women are so valuable. You get what I'm saying? Like, I think women ground men and help them, you know, propel to the next level. I think men get further in life with a woman, right? But if I'm a hardworking man, but I'm only looked at as resources,
okay,
and then she's ready to jump on Tom, Dick, and Harry because he got flash, he's shining a little bit more. His access to money is quicker than mine. It's kind of hard to have that.
Well, no, one, I agree with you, but that's not all sisters.
No, it's not.
And if you're constantly running into that type of woman, then the problem is you, because you're attracting a certain low vibrational energy. Why
not have that same energy for women? You just again, you have
because
the man
we having a conversation as men.
Yeah,
I got plenty of interviews with all women where I check them too.
All right,
but as a man, you should not be concerned about what I say to them. No, as men, we should be concerned of what we're going to do to produce a better generation of black males for tomorrow. That's the only that is where we should be focused.
Women bring the choice of life, right? We understand that, right? I can't have a child unless a woman agrees.
And she can't carry one if you didn't put it in her.
Here we go.
I agree with that 100% too, right? But whether or not, if you want that child or not, she can still make that decision. It's always up to her.
If you don't put a seed in her, nothing else happens.
What about the man?
And no woman can make you put a seed in her. So the original act was the responsibility of a man.
True.
Oh my God.
All right. So did black men willingly leave the household, or was it the system that was
it was
putting them?
systemic?
All right. So how, if we giving them grace for them having to do it without us, but it wasn't our fault, how are we not getting that same grace and that same respect?
I'm gonna tell you why. I'm gonna tell you why. Because black men, as the leaders of the community, now
we can't be leaders.
Here's the question we got to make. Here's the question.
A couple more minutes, and we'll
because the argument y'all make, feeds into the feminist agenda.
Okay,
it's an argument that says I don't want the responsibility.
I'm a leader.
I don't want to fix shit. Right? I'm gonna fall back and let her run everything. That's what the feminists tell. They say, look at them making excuses for why they can't be better men, making excuses for why they can't make better men. You understand? Your argument feeds the feminist narrative.
That's not what we make excuses for.
I'm saying I am the better man, but I shouldn't be held responsible because you wanted to choose a Pookie and a Ray Ray. That's not me. I worked too hard in my
go
life.
Back to what I said. Pookie and Ray Ray shouldn't exist.
Thank you.
Hold on, I got.
And it's all Jermaine's fault. It's always Jermaine's fault. I'm done.
Hold on. You know what he should have
said?
Real quick.
One at a time.
5 seconds.
Who's
you know what he should have said? What's the card should have responded to him and said, "You feeding into the interracial agenda because the shit you talking will have a motherfucker pick anything but a black motherfucker, like straight up."
I'm gonna say this.
So I just want to
wait. But I'm gonna say
one time. Who's next?
I'm gonna say this, right?
I'm shorten it up. We got a whole lot of people wanting to comment. So
I understand. This is the biggest crock of double wordplay bullshit I've heard in 5 years, and I've counted.
I swear to God.
And this is the excuse. Umar is single-handedly giving plane tickets to niggas the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Because I'm gonna say this. No man is responsible for this debauchery. When you have equal rights, excuse me, let me correct myself. A few times I need to correct myself. When you have superior rights to me, how the fuck can I be responsible on the type of boys and kids you raise when you bring babies nobody asked to bring? You didn't want marriage. You didn't want a man. So you reap with yourself. Guess what? Take care of your fucking shit. I raise boys. I raise kings.
Join it up.
I don't raise. I'm about to finish, BGS.
All right, come on.
I'm just gonna tell you. I'm just gonna say this because this shit really pisses me off.
I know it does, but then you got 10 people want to get in.
I'm about to finish, but see, shit like him that tells you. I like when he speaks like this because this is a reality check. You have no allies, nigga, and I'm done.
All right, who's next?
So
All right,
I'm
let me
just
go.
gonna
Hold on, wait, let me
I'm just
go.
Who's
gonna say
next?
this.
AB,
I'm just
AB,
gonna say this
go
real
ahead.
quick.
Okay,
I'm
y'all
next.
lie.
I'm next. I'm
Hold on,
next.
wait a
Okay,
I'm
minute.
next.
go ahead, hot sauce, and then AB.
So
I'm about
this
to
is
be.
what I want to say, and this is why we're leaving the black community, because when you're selling black men for black women dollars, because that's all this is, right? Because he
Yeah.
knows the information just like anybody else on this panel. So that's not the problem. The problem is when you're selling out black men for black women dollars. This is when you're pushing people away. My last point is this, right? We saw the conversation with 12-year-olds, right?
Yeah,
And as a
yeah.
forecaster, as a financial forecaster,
Mm-hmm.
as a brand builder for taking companies and building them abroad,
Mm-hmm.
it's a wrap. When you have Generation Alpha, we're not even talking about Z. When you have
Yeah.
Generation Alpha saying "fuck the men,"
Yep.
that's it.
That's it. It's over. Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
So the point is, and this is why it's hard to work with black men. This is why it's hard to even want to even think about doing something for the community, because you're having the leaders sell out black men for black dollars. That is the real conversation. And I'll
Yep.
close
Yeah.
with that.
Darren
Okay.
Seal.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. AB, go ahead. And thank
I
you for this
wanted,
clip, Jules.
yeah.
Yeah, no problem.
As much as I want to be civil, I just got to get my honest thoughts. Umar can go fuck himself. I'm dead serious. We've
But
done everything we can to try to be in black boys' lives, and black women won't let us do it. Umar can go fuck himself.
but even in this space, in the manosphere, how many guys would agree with Dr. Umar?
Too many.
Too many.
Enough.
That's what I was trying to tell, get across to Marcus. Keep it 100, man. Just exist inside this space. Okay, what it is to agree with Dr. Umar.
Well, one thing Dr. Umar doesn't understand is that when he goes, okay, was this
Real quick,
Archer?
you got 30 seconds because you're
Okay,
not
let me
next.
jump in here. My fault. Is that when he keeps going back that it's the men's fault for even impregnating the women in the first place? If he had the perfect world where men didn't create that situation where they didn't impregnate the women, that would create a whole other problem that he would be complaining about. Because what he's saying right now is, I'm not going to fix the women, but if you get her pregnant, it's your fault. So if all men stop getting these bad women pregnant, there goes the race. So you're not really doing anything.
And that's what feeds not only the feminist agenda, but also the black feminist agenda. It's always your fault. It's always Jermaine's fault. Go ahead, Archer, not Archer, but Zulu.
Yeah, I basically gotta say the same. Me and Hot Sauce was on the same board on that. Like, that's why I used to have so much faith. I'm telling you, bro. I used to be a Dr. Umar fanboy when I was like 21.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I was the Dr. Umar Jackson fan, but I was like, boy, he can't do no wrong, but like he gonna help lead us into a new tomato, bro. He really needs to believe that shit, bro. But right when I got like the 26, 25, bro. I was like, well, where this school gonna come at, man? That school didn't come in, and he started telling people, oh man, you gotta accept these baby mamas, man, and raise these kids. The day he told me, bro, the day he said, I don't give a damn, but somebody gotta raise these kids.
Yeah,
that light in my eye really like you know, one of them little anime movies where the light just died out their eye, the person just died inside. That was the day, bro. That's when I started really become black pill, and every day it became a bro.
And those are the guys that want to lead you back into the wood chipper. Okay, they keep saying it's me. Okay, you just heard a guy that's out of his own mouth want to lead the guys back in what we call the wood chipper. Okay, I don't sound like them. Okay, I don't sound like them. I don't know how people get them mixed up. Go ahead, Hot Sauce.
His financial base, guys. His financial base is black women. I know it's infuriating. He's saying the things and it goes contrary to all social science and all the data, but he knows the data. He reads Pew Research. He's an academic, right? He knows all the data that we know. The point is that we really need to call him out on selling out black men, because that is his crime against the black community. Is selling out black men for black women's dollar. It ain't all this other shit. Go back. He's saying that because his financial base is requiring him to say that. The real crime against humanity, the real crime against black people is his willingness to sell out black men and black boys, things that he claims to be for. Because how can you listen to 12-year-olds, because he knows it, he heard it just like we heard it. How can you sit up here and tell alpha boys to go deal with a black woman when they haven't even begun puberty yet?
Yeah.
This is a crime against humanity, because not only is he selling out black men, he's selling out our future.
He's like the brand, bro.
That shit is wrong.
Yeah.
And that's the problem.
Yeah, go ahead, Charles.
I'm gonna say this, right? And trust me, and trust me, I don't even want white bitches, because white bitches burn you on the back end. At least black women show you who you are front forward. But I'm gonna say this. Here's the really fucked up part. I'm getting blamed for holding this bitch down by the glue and the fucking pubic hairs that we stitched this bitch up, called the black community. Yet, you can't give any fucking critique to the women. You choose these niggas. Half of you chicks actually got more kids. Your kids look like the fucking United Nations. All of y'all got different last names. There's people, for example, the Padawan. This girl wants him to take a fucking DNA test, but guess what? She was found sleeping with 7 other dudes.
Damn.
I remember that.
And according to Umar, you should look at her as a queen.
Even though if her crown is slipped, it's still your fault. That's what he wants.
It's still your fault. But yet, we're supposed to live in this fucking psychosis and be disingenuous than 3 whole motherfuckers and half a son of a bitch, and then say, this woman is not her fault, it's my fault because I'm not taking her. You know what?
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you what really pissed me off. How many people will go view him when he goes live? But when today I could barely bring 21 people and I have 3,500 subscribers. And I'm gonna tell you what's fucked up. And I was doing a live. The advice I have for young black men ages 16 to 25. And if you have anybody who's age 16 to 25, listen to the Colonel. Don't get in any real relationships. Get as much education, licensing, certification, and degrees that you can get. Live in a house by yourself for 3 years. Pay your own shit. If a woman says we can move together, tell her fuck you and the horse you rode in on. Go travel. Go join whatever. Go join the military. I'm sorry. Go join it. At least you get some goddamn benefits when shit goes bad. But to rely on people like Umar, who's going to sell you out for a fucking... See, he could talk red. He could talk all the red, the green, and the black all you want. The only color he really concerned with is the green. Eventually, nigga, a school got to be... Nigga, you could have got a couple of trailers with the amount of money you were given.
Man, this man had been there $500,000 in plus, bro. He could have built that school out of
No, he can't. He can't. He won't. No, he can't. He really can't.
But
he's got a problem with it. But it's basically he needs a way more recurring cash flow than what he gets from doing these type of speeches and lectures and stuff. Like he needs a deep pool, and he's not built the relationships to have that. That's why he has to do shows like this to keep on social media.
If anything, what hurt him the most was that whole stripper shit, which basically was somebody who sent the bitch for him because niggas know the nigga weakness. So when we
don't forget him hanging out with that white girl.
Oh yeah, niggas don't even understand. But these the same niggas in this space. Some of them criticize the Gray Faulkner Initiative, but now niggas be like, well, what we gonna do with the young men? Bitch, how long have I said this to you? But guess what? The only time a black man will believe shit you say if it comes out of a white man's mouth or a black woman's mouth.
Unfortunately.
Like, god damn. The fucking disingenuous nature. You really gonna be on that shit, Umar, still? Well, the black man is the
To the
leader.
day he died, bro.
To the day he dies, yes, right. To the day he dies.
You know what?
Pander African.
You know what? Anybody who supports this shit any longer, fuck you.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, Pete, somebody need to just tell him, you do know you pushing, you just pushing disease to white females, right?
Yeah.
Like you do real and because then he wanted, like, even when he did this thing, like when he made this big deal about Across the Spider-Verse and shit like that, with real talk, when you actually see the movie, like, first of all, if anything, she's the one like trying to hold him on the leash. There's a scene in the movie when he first meets like the other spider people, and he's like, all in his excitement. You know what Miles did? Miles was talking to the black dude because they came in together with that group, the Indian dude, her, Gwen, and he was talking to a couple people, and he ended up like stopping and talking to a black girl. And this is the black girl that she was like an avatar. She was the Avatar Spider-Man, which she's technically in her room, but she's doing some of the computer stuff. And literally, Gwen had to do the spider web around his neck and yank him back. It wasn't as abrasive as it sounds, but because he was still talking to her.
He's got the candygram. Oh, that was
he was still talking.
Candygram.
He was still talking to her. Now, see, if Umar, now I'm not saying Umar had to see it, but the way Umar like campaigned against that, this wasn't like a dude fiending over a black dude. It was actually in reverse. And even in the show, the movie, like, he's sitting there pulling away from her when you see how the story plays out, and she's not down for him. And it's kind of like, and that was even addressed in the beginning with the family too. That was another thing was addressed because she's also older than him. But my point is, you went and did that campaign for social media clout, talking about we gonna come up with an organization, literally a dice organization, where we're gonna people are gonna come tell me when any black celebrity is swimming in the milk. I'm like, yo, dude, and you can tell that's the type of shit that only women would buy into. Because it's not nothing that builds anything. It doesn't do anything. You basically you might as well be a wannabe Derrick Jackson. You doing that pandering shit. And that only has so much money because he ain't Derrick. The difference with Derrick is they want to fuck Derrick.
Yeah, that's true. Who's next? Wants to get in? Who's next? Somebody was speaking up?
Yeah. You guys said pretty much enough. I mean, Umar tossed a couple liters of gasoline onto the fire. And he's asking people to stick around.
And if you listen to him, everything that black women say in this space, he said the exact same thing. Down to the letter.
Stick around. Help out. Raise these boys. Fix the community. That's why CBM.
What I also wish they would have did.
Oh no, he even had another one. Not all sisters are like that.
And if I would give it, and if I was giving him notes, and if I was giving him notes, if I was giving the crew notes, I would have said, "Do black men run the community like that?" Because I think if he would have said no, he would have. Because see, that's his idea of quote unquote respect, and that's a red herring. Black women have never respected black men, even when they had to. They talk about Jim Crow like that's the only reason. So you're basically offering something that, quite frankly, they don't respect you. Umar, because as soon as Umar even stops talking about black men, and who they dating, they start disrespecting him. People forget. People also forget the trans thing too, with Fox. Oh, that's how black women did that to him.
Yeah.
I'm gonna just say it's the fact of the matter is, black men, you have no goddamn allies. Every time you have somebody who's a seditious traitor to the cause and to black boys, how the fuck are black boys supposed to be into leadership roles when the bitches are tripping you and throwing you under the bus from them? If black women wanted leaders, then guess what? They would have been under a nigga's program. But because we know they want their independence,
they're not independent.
So let them dance with independence while I get the fuck out and go somewhere in France.
You right, Charles. They want, because they don't want, and see, that's somebody needs to start correcting Umar. They don't want leaders. They want custodians. And because everything he described, that is not a leader. That's a custodian.
They don't even want. They want figureheads on such a grand level that they want you to take the throne. They want you to sit on the throne, so you're the one up for assassination. You're the one who can be blamed. The arrows, the bullets, everything, the rocks can be pointed at you. But at the same time, let's look at these single mothers. You literally can go back on YouTube and look at a fucking video from 40 years ago.
Yep.
Where they're taking these black chicks who were teenagers having babies.
Yep.
Saying that they don't need a man in a relationship.
It's
And
the
these women are pretty much grandmothers now.
They would ask, "Hey, why'd you like him? Why'd you have a baby with him?" Well, I like that he was bow-legged.
I like that he was bow-legged.
Yeah. Check this out, man. This is something Dr. Johnson sent me, right? This is how they want. This is how really what they want out of black men, right? Trip this out, okay?
Used to make men duel to the death before sleeping with the winner. Her name was Nzinga, and she was a total power freak. She ruled Angola in the 1600s, and she did not like being referred to as queen. She was a king to her people, and she even ruled dressed as a man. It was a way for Nzinga to feel powerful by reversing gender roles, but it did not stop there. She was famous for keeping a large harem of young men, known as male wives. There was a whopping 80 of these men in her harem, and they were only allowed to wear dresses and function as women of the palace. At nighttime, she would randomly pick 2 of her wives and make them engage in a brutal fight to the death. She would watch with lust as men ripped each other's hearts out for her. The winner was rewarded with spending only a single night with her, as no one ever slept with her twice. In the morning, the victor would also get killed, and she would start all over again. You'd be surprised, but she only disbanded the harem after turning 75 years old, upon which she married the youngest member, a boy young enough to be her child.
Now, this is the propaganda they actually want you to actually accept.
But I'm like this. Why can't black men have their own independence? There's no
what? Black men?
Wait
a minute. What?
I know
what are you talking about?
I know it's some real
some
foreign shit. I know it's some real foreign shit to people. But I came up with this concept last year on one of my shows. It's called either I lead or I leave. Simple. I mean, it's so simple that a fucking Klingon could do it. I'm just making a suggestion.
Everybody's so quiet all of a sudden. Everybody's shocked by that clip.
I saw that clip yesterday.
I leave, bitch.
I saw that clip yesterday, and I'm just looking at that shit.
That sounds like something from Harlem Nights.
I'm like, look, you know what? Put your dick over your shoulder, grab your suitcase, and get the fuck out while you still can.
Yep. That's the kind of time that they're on. If you look at the Woman King, if you look at Black Panther 2, that's the kind of time that they're on right now.
That's the time they're trying to portray. Hey, bro, I apply this, bro.
Which is why I say go get you a white man.
Bro, let me tell you this, bro.
And put the dress on him, huh?
No. You gotta understand this, bro.
Come on, BGS. You know some of them like that too.
They don't want you to be standing up, right?
Well, BGS, BGS, I'm gonna say something to that. Two things I noticed. Black women made fucking Tyler Perry a billionaire off of seeing a man in a dress.
They sure did.
And two, I had a coworker.
Yeah, that's
right?
true.
After she was messing with this white lieutenant, and he didn't leave his wife for her, even though she had a baby. I was like,
we heard that before.
I sat her down, and she was like, and I had this pregnant belly came to the house, and they got suspended. I said, you really think that white lieutenant was gonna leave his wife for you? You fucking idiot!
Yeah,
in other words, was it
Miss Cartwright?
Cartwright ain't gonna leave for you. That's what
and it was funny because she got the blackest motherfucker she could find, and she actually said this story. Like, I told my boyfriend to pee sitting down because I don't want pee on the other.
Yeah, I told you. You cannot make this shit up.
Yeah, and I told her, I said, I gotta ask you this question. She was like, yeah, fault. How do you think that would have went over with me?
I met millennials, man. That were that came to work in my area, right? That their mothers taught them to pee sitting down.
Wow.
What?
Yes.
Wow.
Are you serious?
Go
Are
ahead,
you
Chris,
fucking
Rachel. Go
serious?
ahead,
Yes.
Chris. I'm bad.
Wow. Wow.
Yes.
I had to ask her, BGS. I said, if we were together, how do you think that shit would have went down? She
Yeah.
said she said that she looked me right dead in the eye. She said, I wouldn't even ask you. You knew. You knew who to fuck with and who not to. She's like, it probably would have been a fight. I would have knocked her ass out if you would have said some shit like that.
But the thing is, did he do it though?
Yeah.
He did. Okay. Well, then she has to pay her weight. He's paying. She's paying. Okay.
And she's another cop. I said, I said, you know what? I said, you sucker ass sucker MCs, man. Y'all some shit.
Man, I could not marry a black female cop, man. I couldn't. Okay.
I could.
Well, you're a cop. You could. I couldn't.
I just have a gun underneath my pillow.
Like Harlem Nights.
Yeah. Nah. She gonna beat your ass like she did that one dude, her boyfriend.
I wish she would try. I'm thinking. I'm gonna tell you this one story, man. Like when she who not be named talk about she got in a fight. I said, you never been in a fight on this job, have you? I said, because I'm gonna tell you what. Did that guy try to knock you the fuck out? If he's dropping his weight, you're not fighting. Because of what I hear when women say, oh, I fight men and whip their ass. Bitch, you never talked about winning.
Well, that's so true. Now that I think about it, bro, I ain't never heard no chicks that I'm gonna win that fight though, bro. I ain't never heard that point come out. Like I always heard, I fight and win, but I never heard the win part, bro.
Like these bitches act like they be talking to Joe Rogan after they fight niggas. Yeah, I had the best jab in the business and shit. Like no, you got your first hurt off your ass. That's what happened.
She had a Sugar Ray Leonard jab, bro.
Sound like a whole stud, huh?
And it's sad because and that's the one thing about policing. If you have any advertisement against hitting women, I'm not saying that you're a woman beater because these women will scratch, grab your balls and twist, kick you in the groin, scratch your face.
Ooh.
You're gonna rock that bitch. I'm sorry. I don't care how much you be like, no, I don't like. Boom.
Well, I heard that's what happened to Chris Brown. Good Lord.
I mean, that's exactly what happened to Chris Brown. But
he got that fiery Barbadian, and she went at him. And he hit back.
That Caribbean shit. Nah, you gotta knock them bitches out.
Bro. Yeah,
that's why I said hell no to those Jamaicans. I know those island women.
Like you really got hit them chicks, bro. Like it's weird, bro. It's like they don't respond to nothing else.
They're Klingons, of course.
You got to throw them down a flight of steps, and then they turned on.
And yeah, you hit like a bitch.
Yeah.
Oh man.
And then the sad thing about it, the character Della Reese had to play. You knew that was a Caribbean woman. Oh, yeah. Now I gotta cut you. Like, I'm like,
God rest her soul.
Oh, God rest her soul. That was a funny lady. Man.
Yeah.
I'm just like, why? Every time a guy Umar speaks, a nigga gets his passport.
Yeah, that is true. We was watching something on Roger today. This one of the clips Roger played. This dude asked his heifer girlfriend, "Are you pregnant?" He's like, "I might be." I was like, "And I'm paying all the bills, and you pregnant by somebody?" And I'm thinking, "Wait a minute, I'm paying all the bills. You pregnant by somebody else? Get the fuck out of my house."
Yeah.
Yeah. That happens.
I know. But he's like, "I might be." You're not. She told him, "You're never around. You work too much." Get the fuck okay. Oh, work too much. Fine. Get the fuck out.
I work too much. My partner's wife
Here,
said
let me
to
help you
him,
pack your bags.
No, he didn't do that. He said, "Okay, I'm gonna quit, and here's the bills. Now you got to figure out how to pay them."
Ooh, well
what happened? She shut the fuck up.
She shut the fuck up. Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you one thing.
Yeah. See, I
I don't know. I think the Wade might be one of the cold. If it wasn't for his shit with his son, that's not a girl. He's not a girl. Fuck you. He's not a girl. If it wasn't for that shit, he'd be the coldest motherfucker ever. How the fuck you worth almost $200 million and you still got your wife paying half the bills? Ain't that some shit?
Because she probably opened her mouth.
Oh. Well, I don't need your money. Well, bitch, pay your way.
Pay your way. Yeah, you make enough.
Yeah.
We know who the
everybody's gonna feel that pinch. Like if you start looking at the numbers that are coming up, credit card debt is getting higher, auto loan payments are getting higher, mortgage loans are getting higher, and student loans are about to kick back in.
And who was that saying that? Who was that saying that right now? Who was that talking?
I know women.
Oh,
it's true.
Go ahead, dude.
Yeah. So I just wanted to say this. I just wanted to cut that in. And what gender has most of that shit?
Women.
Thank you.
Yeah. I know women who do well, but they'll have like negative equity from their previous Mercedes that they never finished paying off, and they'll put that on the new Mercedes. So they'll have like a 2020 Mercedes, so it's already a couple years old. That the maintenance bill's coming up, but they owe like 110 on like a $85,000 car.
And the repo man will come and collect it in short time.
Like a month ago, I went for a walk and I saw somebody towing an Altima, right? And they were picking up another Altima. And I live in a nice zip code. And they had a guy sitting back about a block and maybe a half a block in like a BMW with the windows fogged up, the tinted. And you can see, but I could see just enough to see he had a gun in his hand. Meaning he was going to collect, and they were not fucking around. So there's a lot of people getting picked up.
It's gonna happen, and it's picked up. Go ahead.
On top of the fact, I don't know how much true this is, but a rumor has it Biden wants to make Ukraine a NATO ally, which could probably
they've been saying that. They've been saying that forever. The thing is, one, it's got to be voted in, and two, it's got to be.
Start World War III.
That's a long way off. Okay, he's been saying that since the beginning about making NATO, making Ukraine a NATO nation. So what's going to happen is if you say that what Russia will have to do is make it like a failed state. So they can be NATO now.
It's going to get ugly
because they're not a functioning state anymore.
No, because they want to do do that. And when that stuff in the Crimea was popping off, from the Crimea was popping off like 10 years ago, I could see this stuff was really starting to pick up. But
I saw it happening in 2013 when Putin backed down Obama in the Mediterranean over Syria, and then that's when all this other stuff started. Huh?
They've been playing this game for a while. Like I was
1997
when China threatened to devalue their currency.
Damn.
Yeah. There was the Asian currency crisis in '87.
Yeah, they've been playing this back and forth. Yeah, because like you can read back a lot of this stuff, man. They've been digging in and digging in and digging in. We are at a point of a tipping point. Like the world power is going to shift in a way that people are not going to like.
Yeah.
Well, it depends, bro. I mean, depending on what side of the planet you on, you may like it a lot more.
Yeah. The thing is, if it shifts during that shift, man, it's going to be a lot of dislocation all over the world. It already is.
Hey, bro.
Yeah,
in the mountains, boy. I'm gonna buy my time, man.
Well, you buy your time, but the thing is that you're gonna still feel it no matter where you are.
Yeah, look what's happening to Europe.
Europe's gonna feel it most. There's a lot of stuff that went on, man, and that shouldn't have gone on because of this, because they're actually vying for power. And it's really not about Russia or about Europe. It's about China. That's what it's about.
Because there's the discretionary stuff that went in with the new federal budget. They are putting a lot more money towards war, right? But they are also taking a lot of discretionary cuts, and that's going to go for those like home health, the home aid stuff, the what you call WIC, Medicaid, all that stuff. Well, Medicaid I think is going to be okay. They're also cutting up stuff for like railroad protections, and then so you might see that more stuff like happen in Ohio, but the only thing that they saw as a revenue generator was student loans. They're not even going to increase taxes on the top whatever percentage. So those student loans are kicking back in, and people are going to get cuts too. Like it's going to be,
it's going to get nasty, man. It's not going to tight. It's going to get nasty.
It's going to get very ugly.
Yeah, they already have repossessions and people getting evicted out of their homes and shit like that. So all that stuff is up. So it's going to get nasty.
Hey, bro, they got pussy out there on Twig. Like not 285. What's that? Goddamn highway, bro.
I was talking to some of my guys in white collar. A lot of people getting called back to the office too, so commercial real estate doesn't crash. Like
yeah. Well, where'd you hear that? Where'd you peep that? How long
Schwab.
Y'all peep that?
A couple of guys I know at Schwab. Yeah. They were like pissed. They were talking about calling out.
Did we not call it? You know, like
5 years ago.
Yeah. About commercial real estate, especially after COVID and remote work was actually doing commercial real estate. We called it.
Yeah, I told you I was in New York and I saw like they had a building down at 1 Wall Street and they were still taking applicants. Like nobody was going in. I mean, some people are, but
every time BGS is right, there's a white guy on Wall Street that says, "Fuck you, old man."
Old nigga. You know, they call me old nigga.
Fuck you, old nigga.
Old nigga. Curses. What is it?
They should have never gave you niggas internet.
What did they say? Curses. Old nigga. Just like He-Man, right?
I would have got away with it if it wasn't for that old nigga and his meddling subscribers. You know,
Go Zulu.
I think it's Judas, right? Judas.
Say what?
Judas. Yeah, Judas.
You can barely hear you.
I just got my second online job, and like at this point, they just told me every 2 weeks we want you to sign in and come to the office.
Come to the office.
Oh, damn.
Yeah. Hey, boy, Chuck, that first 6 months I had my first little job, I was like, okay, it's gonna move. It's cool, right? As I got my second job, it was like, yeah, bro, we need to come back to the office every 2 weeks, check in and make sure you're all right. I was like, also, we got containment methods now at this point.
Yeah. No. Start looking for the third and then swap out that second one.
Oh, I'm about to, trust me, bro. I just want to do maybe 6 months, maybe 8 months.
Yes, sir.
Here's the problem I think about people going back, the commercial real estate.
Mm-hmm.
That's the price you pay for me too. You think people are going to come back to that bullshit in the office?
The thing is that once the companies could find out they could actually save money and people are actually happier to work from home rather than being in the office,
and they're more productive.
Kind of stuff, and they're actually more productive. People actually liked it, and it's going to be hard, especially millennials. Millennials don't like being in office in the first fucking way. They're more individualistic, so it's going to be hard to get them back in.
Yeah, bro. My home office, I have 8 monitors. I have everything except for like a postage machine. Like, I can do everything I can do. Like it's fantastic. My power bill isn't even that high, because I got the efficient. But like I've been into the office.
I mean, really, what's the difference between being at home and being in the cubicle for 8 hours?
Clothing, and time.
What I'm saying is, there's no difference as far as work is concerned. You're doing the same shit.
I'm gonna tell you what. I wish I could invent remote policing.
You can.
Be like, hey,
they have robot dogs. They have robot cops. They got all kind of stuff. You can.
I'll be
they
like,
got those sound devices.
I'll be like right outside. Hey, get out that motherfucker's yard.
Yeah. No,
I'd like to see your face on the LCD
have
screen.
the drone overhead with a speaker. Get out the goddamn yard. Well, who the hell is that? It's Officer Charles, motherfucker. Get out the yard.
Oh shit.
Because I know a lot of cities do use a lot of data analysis from like those sound devices and like cameras, and they can really get good at finding crime before. Well, not before. Nah, I'm monitoring work. I have it stacked. So 2 rows of 4, and so the top window is usually Teams or Zoom or other stuff, and then bottom rows are stuff that I'm working on, and I just swap between them. And then I do a solid 8 hours of work, and I'm very productive. But it's one of those, the saying, if you want to get something done, give it to someone busy. It's basically I'm just busy for 8 hours. Well, 7 really, because I take a
I'm
nice.
I'm about to say it's like 8 hours straight, bro. Like I stop and watch the YouTube video, man. Something.
Like
I know I'll have my
My man said the same thing about his bitches. He'd be like, yeah, I got about 8 bitches, most of them monitored, but,
Yeah, but bitches lose you money. I'm making it.
Bitches do cost money.
Depends.
Well, actually, no.
Unless you got the down bitches, they actually make.
Depends on the bitch.
Yeah. I got one girl got me hooked up with one company, so she was productive, and she's probably gonna get me another one too. So I might get more monitors.
So was she a 4 or 5?
She's a solid 6.
A solid 6. Okay.
Yeah. She's
slow clap.
She is not.
That be the one though, BGS.
How many meds she take? How many meds she take?
How many what?
Meds.
As far as I don't know. I don't think she does, and she's not a big drinker, so that's like 2 positives.
Okay, is she black?
Yeah. No.
Yep, okay. There we go.
Yeah, there we go.
Okay, yeah. Going on.
Hey, Jules, you almost had us, man. You almost had us.
Oh no! Oh, come on, man. I mean, I do know some.
Man.
I know a handful of black women who are kicking ass, but man, it is few and far between to find them like kicking ass and are like really cool to be around a lot of time. But yeah. There's a legend for a reason.
Yep. Go ahead, AB.
So just real quick, Dr. Umar wants to go back to these bitches who are going to try to claim Father's Day tomorrow, right? Go fuck yourself. You know it's going to happen. You know there's going to be a single mother out there that's going to be like, yeah, happy Father's Day to me. Yeah, right.
Well, let's play.
They got a meme about that shit now, bro.
Like, the next time a bitch say she needs Happy Father's Day, she needs to automatically go to child support.
Well, let's play a little bit more Umar. See what else he got to say, man.
Hey, bro, stop! Please stop!
Hey.
And McDrama, I use separate screens so I don't have crossover. I do have a KVM, but that's like backup to backup in case I want to do something fancy. But yeah, I like having separate infrastructure.
Okay, for each you, so you're actually overemployed instead of.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense.
It's the taxes are interesting. Some of them doing LLC. Well, some of them doing LLC, so I can write a lot of shit off.
You would need to talk to Sauchi then.
I will.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, because he is a tax guy.
He's expert. Yeah. Talk to Sauchi.
Sauchi, try to get a consultation with Alonzo. See what he's about.
Oh yeah.
He didn't call me. Alonzo didn't call me. I'll try and ping him again. But whatever.
Before you play Umar, I need to make a plug. Okay. Anybody want some firearms training and some security? Holla at your boy.
Drop a link, Negro.
I've got a link.
If I get up to
drop the link in the chat so they can click on it. Drop the link because they're gonna forget.
Yeah, I got thousands around. I've been waiting to spend.
That link. They're like puppies, bro. You gotta leave them there, bro.
I say always drop the link. Anyway,
do you see that? And she don't get a Pookie if you didn't allow a Pookie.
But she got an Eli. She ain't come to Eli. She went to Pookie. And that's what we're trying to see.
She wouldn't have had a Pookie if we didn't allow one.
Hard in my life.
She wouldn't have had a Pookie if we didn't allow one.
Dr. Umar,
men supposed to make the raise the boys.
Right. We as men is holding other men accountable for the same thing that you talking about right now.
What are we doing for the young brothers in the street? So
what you mean, mentoring them? No, I mean he's a great father.
Mm-hmm. I ain't talking about that's individual. That's good, but that's individualism. Yeah. What are we doing collectively as men to change the trajectory for black boys in the streets right now? Nothing.
We're being
talking shit.
Yeah, I mean, you could take
it's not going to get better unless we put hands on deck. The reason the athletes and the rappers are the role models is the professional black man moved out the hood. Where the dentist at? He ain't in the black community no more. Where the lawyer at? Where the business owner at? Where your city council person at? We abandon black boys, and then we blame black men for poor choices in mates that they should not even have to make if we did a better job raising our boys the right way. At the end of the day, if I'm going to call myself a man, the ultimate responsibility for reconstruction of the black community rests with me. Yes, they have a role. Yes, they have responsibility. But as a man, as a leader, to say I can't fix this shit unless she changes, that's not the definition of a man.
I don't see. I think we're on two different accords. Like, I don't think we're saying that. What I'm saying is I'm capable of being that leader, that provider. I've worked hard in my life. You get what I'm saying? I should not have to.
You still go back to individualism.
But I only feel like we tell black men that we have to now deal with masculine women, women with children.
Why is she masculine? Because she's had to raise the kids alone, not one woman, brother, a whole community.
So you mean to tell me the only woman I could look forward in my life is a masculine woman that has kids by other men?
No,
that's what I have to look forward to.
But I'm telling you, mistakes made by black men systemically gave rise to the conditions that allowed her to be masculine and made her end up with a man that you consider to be less than what he should be. And I'm telling you, black men are responsible for her being masculine because we have not helped her raise them children. And when I say help them raise them children, I don't mean you as the stepdad. I mean you as an active member in the community where we go to every single parent black mother and say, how many sons you got? 2? How many sons you got? 2? Well, guess what? That's your son's big brother. That's your son's big brother. He taking him to school. He doing the homework. He gonna spend a couple hours with him every Saturday. He got his own kids too, but he gonna make time for you. She got masculine because she had to become masculine in order to deal with the rape, the abuse, the domestic violence, the disappointments that men had in her life, and also raising those kids and have to take care of herself all at the same time. The black woman has been the be all in all in our community for half of a century. And now we want to turn around and say because she didn't do it perfectly enough or remain feminine enough when she had to absorb our responsibilities plus her own, that's insensitive and disingenuous.
Dad, I do understand what you're saying.
You have yet to tell me something that we've done systemically
so
to combat.
Can you pause it?
Because you keep saying me and her. I don't care about me and her.
So Charles was just talking about whatever he was talking about a couple of minutes ago about his friend that's a cop or associate. He was talking about telling somebody to pee, pissing down.
Yeah.
And that person would never try that shit with him, even ask you. This is kind of an example of that shit. Umar he wouldn't go in front of, she wouldn't even go in front of Charlamagne and Envy pulling this bullshit. Like he's kind of being extra over the top. And I won't say it is disrespectful, but it's really more like he's sunning them. It's like, dude, are you fucking serious? Like you're not, like Umar is not married. Umar individually ain't doing a lot of what he's trying to tell other motherfuckers to do.
He got 2 kids by 2 different women.
Exactly.
So why should I listen to you if you're part of the problem?
And Umar actually advocates. He actually advocates for black. He actually is trying to low-key advocate that black men need to have multiple women. And so he still has that kind of macho alpha shit going. And it's kind of like, again, I'm going to say this, I'm going to let you go, Charles. Somebody needs to tell him, my nigga, you must want black men to date non-black women. That's gotta be really what your agenda is. Because I don't because you are either stupid, you're either dumb, or granted, he's from Philly, so them niggas act like it ain't nothing but black people there the way they act.
Philly niggas are different.
They act like light-skinned niggas are white, the way they act. I've even heard SWP low-key allude, like, I don't know what it is about niggas in Philly. Shout out to Donovan Sharp. Probably why he got you where he is. But no, for real. Probably. But my thing is, I'm gonna say something done. You have to understand that what you're saying. If my objective is to convince black men to date outside of their race, and like you have to understand that your shit is like a commercial for that shit. You have to. You cannot be that stupid, especially with disease. You cannot be that so dumb that you don't understand that. And then when you look at their platform, they are a younger platform. So younger people are more likely to listen to their platform than maybe Umar. You have to understand that nobody's going to hear that and actually create the outcome that you want. You have to know that anyway.
Yeah,
or he's just dumb.
Because I'm just not going to tell that lie to Aziz. I won't do it. I'm not going to tell that lie to them that it's their fault that these black women do what they do with their coochie.
Well, even if you tell that lie, they're gonna. I remember one time George Macon tried to do kind of light version of that, and you saw Z's of like different accents because there was a couple of British. It was like 3 different accents: an African American accent, it was like a Southern accent, a Northern accent, a British accent, an African accent. I was like, God damn, and they were all cussing that motherfucker out. I think Smurgo was in there too. Like they were all cussing them out. Like they were all, and I wasn't even on there. I was just listening. It's like they have absolutely rejected that because see, in order like real talk, in order, because I get fine, you got to make your money for the women. I get that, but
Yeah.
but doing this, I'm assuming you're trying to get some money out of the black, like get some fix the black community.
You getting money from the black women.
Well, I
That's what.
mean, you're trying to fix the black community, because if you're just trying to make
That's not
money,
going to happen, man. I know
well, if
too
you're
many.
just trying to,
I know a couple of guys who are like in that Z range, and they're college grads, but they're going to go do their grad work overseas. They're just like, why am I going to go into deep debt here? Why am I going to get $50,000 a year for like a master's degree here when I can do it in like Germany for $5,000?
And even with the bull and Jews, even with the bullshit, even by like address like that shit about like systematic with men. Traditionally, one of the reasons, other than crime, but one of the reasons that the lawyers and stuff are not in the community is because generally the aggregator of those people used to be the black church. And when the black church went full bitch, which is the same path he's basically on, or already at end of, a lot of the dudes stopped going to the church. So a lot of those conversations that would have been had with people that you respect are not being had. This is one of the things low key kept a lot of the gangs from like wilding out back when there was some infrastructure there. This was like a neutral ground. Now it's just those are catering the female fest, just like what's it called. So all of this is chaos. Like the thing, Umar, is you are a part of the chaos. You are not a part of. That's why your school is a perfect example of that. You're a part of the chaos. You're not a part of the structure. And so when you sit here and talk to lawyers and stuff like that, there's a reason why you can talk to somebody like these guys, and you can't talk to somebody that are like those types of people, because you're gonna have to watch your fucking mouth. Like you talk to Dr. Steve Perry, you're gonna have to watch your mouth. You're not gonna be able to pull that BS like you pulling it. You even talk to somebody like Don Peebles, you're gonna have to watch your fucking mouth. Like all this kind of, well, it's your fault. Like it's not even just he's saying that. It's that he actually, all the details he's saying is bullshit.
Yeah.
Like all of it.
Yeah. Who else
All
wants
the
to get in?
details are bad, bro. Like once you do like more than like a 20-minute research on any of these topics, it's like, bro, wait a minute, bro. Like how 13% of these dudes necessarily knocking out these many women, bro? Like I just saw another video. They had a dude from who was it? I think he used a truck. He went a truck driver. Who was it? He used a trash truck, right? Dude got 8 kids, bro.
Yeah.
They're making $60,000. $60,000, bro.
Yep. Yeah. We're not even talking about the 15% of black kids born by others, like Latino and white men.
Yeah, he just tried to pretend like that don't exist. He'll just, and again, it's like, dude, at the end of the day, you got to know this can't work. And so for you and honestly, like I said, they got you. It's a good get. They know they don't even got to go with you to a certain extent, because their platform is not that play. They're not a red pill platform. Because even them, they do a lot of that SBE stuff on there. That's what they actually do, which is always fine, because the dudes are actually really, and here's the thing that people don't even understand about that. When you do that and you actually have the women in the building in real time, and you get their response, a lot of these guys, they get to hear what these women think. And the good thing is he's what dude said, he's a father. So obviously he gets women. These are New York. See, their biggest issue, they be having ugly bitches. They like a New York outfit. So they be having ugly bitches on there. But they've gotten better. They've actually got a lot better with the at least the looks of the women they've had. So I'll give them credit for that. But they be still saying the same goofy shit. So you gotta remember, because they're pulling from New York. New York is like, just look at Cameron and you can say it's like he's done 8 tours in there. New York is like a whole different animal.
New York is like rich Philly. And like I'll say, if you want to say that SY spin was the answer, I'd be like, go look at whatever. Because I knew a lot of white girls who were just like those girls. And what white women used to get away with was that their shit wasn't put on blast. But like, because they're on TikTok, on YouTube, they're on all the social media, all their shit is coming out too. And it's showing that how crazy they are. And so you got the black women who are doing their thing. You got the white women who are doing their thing. The Latino women kind of got the language barrier, which you've mentioned a bunch, Ed, that kind of helps their community stay kind of isolated. But the biggest thing I've noticed is white women love the sassiness that black women have, and black women love the idealized status of beauty that white women have.
Yeah,
they have like this weird relationship.
Yeah. In fact, I think it was what was the name of that series? Something Country, right? They actually said it. We want what the other has.
Yeah, but where they get stupid is white people are more likely to even though this doesn't happen as much as it could, they're more likely to disown than black people are. But the problem is, and this is what white women don't account for. Black women operate really on a nothing to lose type of shit. You know, because when they actually get something taken, like I remember, what was it with Dre? They got mad. I remember Lita Turner did that video on Dre talking about what Dre got grandkids, like Dre, and they try to make it like what it wasn't. It's like Dre actually real talk took care of dead weight. The issue is she wanted to do it her way 100%. And then when she ran out of the money, now what she wanted to do is create a narrative in order to try to put pressure on other people. It's the same thing with Lawrence. People forget about Lawrence Fishburne and Montana Fishburne. He had to disown her. And he raised her and gave her everything, but they try to make it like, oh, these are dudes abandoning them. Like, these women are grown. Like, and they try to use the kids and hold the kids hostage. Which, let's be real here, like the kids that he had with that with his last wife, ex-wife, the white woman, you really think they give a fuck about them? Like, you really think they give a fuck about like his kids like that? You know, like, so that's the argument that never gets said. It always comes like only the money is running through the dude, and it's because the community. Anyways, y'all get what I'm saying. But what else was I gonna say? Yeah, man, this bullshit. This bullshit.
Yeah, go ahead, Art. Jump in. Do you want to or not?
I'll say this: you can't be a victim if you're a willing participant.
There's only they're on this.
That's why. Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Yeah, black women
volunteers.
Black women operate on a nothing to lose mentality, and that's what white women don't understand.
Yeah.
And the truth is, white women don't want that. Like, trust and believe. You ask white women, it was a white chick that asked, would you trade what you got with what they got? He asked it was like a feminist. He was like one of them not so bad feminists, saying that like feminist, kind of like, okay, feminism, but it's got to work in order for it to work, right? Mm-hmm. And she asked them, like, would you want to trade your shit for a black woman? And none of them raised their hand. So at the end of the fucking day, they talk that bullshit, but when it come down to it, they not doing that. I like this. Nah. And half the time when
I'll tell you something that I noticed that made white women a little more appealing was that when I was in college, I knew two white women. One, her dad told her, don't bring home a black guy. I don't want to see you get married to her. We wound up fucking anyways, but she didn't bring me home. So that was not a big deal.
Yeah.
Another one.
Home. Yeah. They know you're going to screw them.
Yeah. Exactly. Another one said, don't bring a loser home. And so, we want to fucking, so that wasn't a big deal. Both of them, though, they were both in the same sorority, right? And I remember we were in the cafeteria, and they were at the same table. It was like 6 or 7 of them. They all look around the same. The UGG boots and all that shit. And just before they ate, they all went into their purse, got the little pill out, and popped it in. Meaning they were not trying to fuck up their shit. They were not trying to have a baby. They were in college. They were trying to get their degree. I think 4 of them found their husband there, and they either got married immediately after or like 5 years after. Like they know the game plan. They might go rogue a couple years later, but they fuck around freshman, maybe sophomore year, and then they start honing in.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and
black women don't do that. Well, girls, you live your life, That's
and then they elect a nigga like Umar.
You don't need no man.
Well, they elect a nigga like Umar to try to talk to us, like like they like to elect these representatives that they'll beat up everyone.
Bro.
Yeah, that's what they did. And that's how gynocracies actually work. What they usually do, or matriarchy, they elect men to try to deal with the other men. And then they be like, well, I got the power of the vagina behind me and blah, 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 blah.
Yeah. Charles, put your information in the chat, man, so people can let you contact you, okay?
All right.
Yeah, Lawrence got hit multiple times because he got hit with that, then Gina Torres. And so, Lawrence Fishburne took some hits, man. But he bounced back. Shout out to Keanu Reeves, who, to stay low. He made sure he was in all 3 of them movies.
Well, no, yeah. And
he couldn't get him in the Matrix. He couldn't get him in the Matrix though. Fuck them Wachowskis.
I don't think he opted out for that one.
Well, Keanu, he's been a bachelor since his first wife died in that car crash, and it was rumored that she was pregnant with River Phoenix's baby. So I think he's known the game ever since.
Oh damn!
Yeah.
Wait a minute.
Yeah. She was
like
like,
a hit,
they had
my
like, he was married and they like broke up, and she was messing around with like a bunch of, that Hollywood
Okay.
era of like River
Yeah,
Phoenix,
Kiana brings
Brat
his
Pack.
mom to the red carpet.
Mm-hmm.
Are
She
you
might have been
sure?
around like with
Are
the
you
guy
are
from
you
Red Hot
are
Chili
you
Peppers too.
you sure that wasn't a hit?
That's I mean, it was like when I remember that it was around the time when the OJ. It was around the time when the OJ thing was going
Oh
on, and
yeah,
it was
it
like
might have
all
been a
over the
hit.
news. Yeah, a lot of this. Remember, you remember that that PR agent a couple years back that I think might have been Keanu's PR agent got hit in the neighborhood. Yeah, there's a bunch of man that Hollywood stuff.
Bleed out them brake lines.
Yeah, Lawrence did. No, Lawrence did. No, I was gonna follow that, but yeah, Lawrence did make a statement like he didn't know why and blah blah blah. Which it is what it is. That movie, number one, that movie sucks. So it probably didn't hurt him.
Yeah,
He wasn't in it.
Lawrence
He's too
Fishburne
masculine,
didn't
man.
do nothing.
He's too masculine. I gotta say, he was King of New York. God, was it who's that movie where he was opposite Jeff Goldblum? That had a lot of deep cuts in it.
Oh yeah. Also, we gotta remember, what is it? Apocalypse Now as a teenager.
He was like 14 years old in Thailand doing that.
Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta understand, Lawrence Fishburne knows how to play it. Like even in John Wick, like he did a good job at playing it down without playing it down. Making it more comedic with the role. But Lawrence is got, like I said, his daughter doing that. And so my point is, when these chicks got something to lose, they still have this entitlement and mentality like they can't lose it. Now you look at it's because it's that culture. Now if you look at like Paris Hilton, there's a reason she got off the reality TV and stuff like that.
Yeah, they were threatening to disown her ass. That's why.
Yeah, they was like, you didn't had your fun. We let you have your fun. Now it's time to come back. Otherwise, we do got other kids.
Bitch, you're Hilton. Act like
it. Act like it. Exactly. She got in line too.
Yeah. I mean, they got deep money. Like when you know how that hotel game works, and they do essentially to a degree what the Trumps do, but better. Like they got the 3 brands. They have all the subcontractors for the restaurants and shit.
Yeah, because you can do a lot more with hotels. Yeah.
Yeah, they got the Hilton brand, the Conrad brand. And I can't remember what the third one is. But like they are set. And she was just she was slumming it.
Yeah. That was Kim Kardashian. Had to find her own way. So.
Yeah, because the dad died too early to really get them set up.
Yeah. Yep.
They were good. I mean, they could have been good, but you never know.
Yeah, well, they made their money. I can't knock the hustle.
Yeah.
You make Kanye some money, so.
Yeah.
Yeah. See,
and it looks like he might get invited back by Adidas under the table because they've like
they
unfrozen his accounts.
Money. Yeah, they're losing too much money.
Yeah, and it's like one of those things where they
still lose like $2 billion. So
is it really that big of a deal? Like
I mean, look at their history. Like they've flirted around with a lot of people who said some wild shit.
Exactly, and it's kind of like this. It's just that knee-jerk reaction of we're gonna hit a black man, and but the thing is, Kanye's like brilliantly crazy. Like he's like one of them dudes like. He's crazy, but he could have a plan, and it may not be like a plan like .1, .2, .3, but he's just waiting for the right time for the shit to come together, and then he's like, I got you, and it's just a matter can he hold out, and because here's what he says, the way he make it sound like you put together his stuff is that he said that crazy shit to get out the contract, and your dumb ass let him out because at the end of the day, his mentality is I can make anything hot. Like them Yeezys are ugly shoes.
Yeah,
they look
like exactly, bro. I was like,
it's kind of like I made. So he said you wouldn't let me out. So he said all this crazy shit, and they basically jumped on it. And I think they realized they did that. Now he can't obviously like just pop up out of nowhere making a whole bunch of money immediately after the fact, but it's like I think Adidas realized they kind of fucked up and fell for it. Because they thought he was just you can't really Kanye somebody you'd have to kill. You can't really blackball Kanye. Somebody's gonna fuck with him. And that's the problem. That's why even with Elon Musk, he wasn't like acting, he was still saying crazy shit. Cause he was like, he don't really need he kind of so it's because I actually saw a recent interview with him when he was talking about some other rappers and stuff, and it's funny because he was talking about how there was people that were copying him, like ASAP Rocky and different people. They would kind of like have similar Kanye's. And I was like, wow. When you think but they had pieces. No, it's a couple of different big rappers, but they said they had pieces here, pieces there of him, but they can't like really replicate him because none of them can do all the stuff he did. I mean, it was very few people that could legitimately produce at the level he did, but then rap. Like he could have stood just as a rapper if he really wanted to. It's crazy. And then on top of the fashion stuff,
you talking about Rihanna's son?
Hey, at the end of the day, I'm not knocking his hustle.
That's his business. That's his business.
She pays the cost to be the boss. So
that's his business. But I looked at that picture like, is that her son?
That's
you talking about the way, but that's not Rihanna's fault. That's the way they shot it because they shot it to make them look smaller. Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, well, and she had to okay that picture.
No, they had to okay that picture though.
No. She had to okay that picture.
Yeah. ASAP didn't have a.
No, he don't have that input.
ASAP is like, okay, ASAP is like
Zulu.
ASAP is like, okay, boss. I mean, we agree with this picture, boss.
ASAP is in one of them gynocracy silos.
He knows.
ASAP is in 24-hour lockdown. You did like what? Alonzo from Training Day. He got you, nigga. 24 lockdown. Shoot program, nigga.
Yeah.
Make it easy.
BGS.
Yes, sir.
What are your thoughts on Oprah all of a sudden come out and saying the CDC says black men are the best flowers in the world?
She's saying like that.
It's because feminism is not working the way they want it to. They have to soften feminism because the men and the boys are actually rebelling against it. They have to come back to the middle. And she's part of the team. Okay, she knows what she's doing.
They went too hard in the paint.
They went too hard in the paint.
You saw my response behind the scenes. I was like, okay, you spent the last 30 years shitting on black men. Go fuck yourself.
Yes. Well, she might. Go ahead.
Didn't Bell Hooks like write an apology and about what she did and what was it, Sister Outsider? Or am I thinking of there's a couple of those diehard feminists that like wrote we were kind of wrong on this, and then they died like 2 months later.
A deathbed confession.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that about Bell Hooks. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know about that. I know Professor Black Truth didn't really say nothing. He did like a 20-minute on her, basically saying she's the originator of the gender war.
But she's written shit worse than Klan members have written about black men. Like go read some of her stuff, man. It is crazy.
Yeah.
It's required reading for the new KKK. They be like, hey, isn't this a black man? Just read it.
The KKK
keep coming.
KKK, Karen, Keisha, and what was the last K?
Colleen.
Kadisha.
No. Kim Ching.
They said that Michael Jordan is trying to sell the Hornets.
Yeah, I can see that too.
Get the fuck out of Charlotte, I mean, he's got other places, but might as well make it. The Jordan brand is making
what, $500 million a year now. So yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. You think Tyler Perry is really gonna buy BET?
Yes, I do.
Yeah,
I would. Yeah, food stamp.
It makes sense for him to buy BET instead of
it's a
being
content
part of own.
Yeah, it's a content distribution channel.
So guys, we're changing the name. Don't worry, it still be BET, but the black to bitch entertainment.
Instead of getting the park money from own network, Oprah's network, buy your own.
Yeah, and I was because I was talking about it. I was like, why would that make sense? You create your own app, but I thought about it. What he's doing is he's buying access because BET is
to the airwaves.
Because BET is like on all of the either first or second packages versus if you create your own app, then get mad, or your own channel, then get mad that they don't add it or they add it in the back.
Right.
And plus, it's probably the timing where they're like, yo, this ain't making us no money. Fuck it, let's just offload it.
Yeah.
Viacom ran that thing into the ground, man.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah. Yeah,
and
so
it didn't. They bought it actually, kind of.
Long as they don't fuck up my Star Trek, I'm good.
Yeah, but that was never
Paramount.
going. I mean,
BT.
No, Viacom owns Paramount.
oh,
too.
you talking?
No.
Yeah, you talking about?
Well,
Yeah, actually,
yeah.
that was a good episode. They had the probably the least controversial one because it's got the white captain. They got Pike, Strange New World, so they just launched.
Oh, did you watch that? It was pretty.
Yeah, it was good. It was good. They actually had the black dude in there.
I'm glad they got some of the clean on culture back from the Deep Space Nine that I'm used to.
Yeah. Well, the thing is basically what it is that they finally got tired of losing money.
Well, yeah, because Discovery kind of ran its course. I think they got like a 10-episode season. That's gonna be done, and they thought,
glad, man. God,
they thought they
had
had more. See, I liked it for what it was,
Did
but
you?
I'm an anomaly. Yeah,
She's cute, but I just don't like her character.
She is cute, but the thing is that series sucks, man. I can't.
But-
I'm an old Trekkie from 1965.
Yeah, like the thing about it is Pike was never.
He was watching it when Captain Kirk was fucking
Yeah,
bringing bitches.
Yeah, it was
Well,
actually.
Pike was never explored, so I mean, not other than the original series. So and that actor Ensign Mount, oh man, he had to play Black Bolt in that TV series for what's it, Charles?
Humans.
Yeah, he's a good actor. They fucked him up so bad. So I'm glad that, because he was very popular in the second season of Discovery. They created that and they improved upon it. The first season was good, but you can tell they're kind of hitting their stride with this one, and that episode was good. So you got that one. They got they're gonna try to do a live action version of Lower Deck. So they actually did that. They got the what else they got?
I actually like Lower Decks. It's hilarious.
Yeah, but they're gonna do a live action version, and so far that looks good. Yeah. So anyway, this is one that they'll probably get some good money. Nobody's gonna have anything negative to say because it's a diverse cast. It's a very it hits the numbers like female wise because they got the anyway. It hits a lot of beats.
Yeah, Lower Decks.
We're going like 20 more minutes, guys. Okay.
Yeah, Lower Decks is kind of like if Star Trek met the Simpsons. At least that's how.
Yeah, my big hope is that if he gets this thing off the ground, he has a ton of stuff he could put down the pipeline. But he like pays his writers well and gets like a diverse stuff to get on that channel because he owns the pipeline now.
Yeah, he could he's got black women that actually will follow him anywhere. So
exactly, they'll take that thing like a direct needle into the vein, and it'll just be streaming, acrimony over and over.
Yeah, because
you got to be worse though.
Well, we're talking. What? So part of this is from a business perspective, part is from a rep perspective. Jules is talking about from a business perspective. The thing about it is, you got like when you look at women like in their like 50s, 60s, like you can probably get them off a Lifetime. Black women get them off a Lifetime. There's so much different stuff he could do, like to fill in certain spots. And then at the end of the day, he's got his own catalog if he needs to fill in back hour shit.
Yeah,
Yeah, because I have a white friend who he dates a black woman. And he's like, man, all she watches are these girls fighting shows. I was like, what do you mean? He's like, these Real Housewives, and like I was like, oh, I know exactly. What you're talking
tell him put a bat left over the mantle and see what happens.
Mm-hmm. I certainly wouldn't mind Tyler played The Family That Prays on a loop. That was a good movie.
I can't.
I'm only gonna watch one scene and one scene only.
Oh yeah, when she gets right across that
ashtray, bitch.
I mean, mess
over the bar.
Yeah,
slap the fucking Frankie Beverly and May's high note out of her ass.
This would never.
I mean, he slapped that bitch with the power cosmic.
This would have never happened, but in a different universe, in the multiverse, could you imagine? If he bought BET and like maybe like 4 months later or like 3 months later, he's like, yeah, so we're gonna do this talk show, late night with Kevin Samuels.
that would have been perfect, man. That would have been.
I would have been like, oh man,
that would have been perfect.
I'd have been like, yes,
that'd have been perfect.
Yes.
I would have been like, Mom, since a black person owns BET, I got something for you to watch real quick. Like, just check it out and tell me later. Yeah, that. Oh man, that could have happened. It'd be like, you know what? Tyler Perry would have showed me. You can say what you want about him, but you can't say he's scared, man.
Yep.
I would have been like, you know what? What if Tyler Perry did pick a nigga from the Manosphere? Late night with Charles Faulkner Jr. Hey,
Oh hell.
how you bitches doing?
And then Kevin would be like, you know what? We'll get Alan Roger Curry on here. It's like,
That'd have been hilarious.
I just want to hear him just one more time say, "I fuck your bitch."
yeah, and you get it late enough, you could probably get away with that because
well,
it's not prime time.
You can't do that in LA, man. You get shot. Okay.
Well, you know, Tyler Perry Studio is in Atlanta.
It's in Atlanta. You get away with it in Atlanta. Okay.
I think Kevin was on his way to get his own show.
He probably was.
I mean, he was taking meetings there's a reason why he was doing all that fucking traveling. New York, Miami. Like, he bought an apartment or whatever, but he was taking meetings with people.
They asked Mike Tyson about Andrew Tate, and Andrew Tate mentioned Kevin Samuels.
Exact. Bro, black people know who, like, Black America knows, and a good amount of white America knows who he is.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, you couldn't escape that.
They'd be like, this.
I'm gonna tell you how
talking
popular.
about sounds like the bitches I'm dealing with.
I'm gonna tell you how popular Kevin is, right? There are motherfuckers from the police department who still ask me to this day, who watches old stuff, because it's been years since I've been, like about 2 years since I've been on his show.
Yeah.
And there were motherfuckers who saw my name on LinkedIn. I don't have a picture on LinkedIn.
Mm-hmm.
And they were like, yeah, I remember you on Kevin
Yeah.
Early on.
I was like, God damn, is that a good thing or bad thing? I still rock with my boy, though.
Yeah.
For some people it's good. For some people it's bad. I think overall, man, it's positive. Just one. Well, for you to be on it, but like if you look at the content itself, it's for men. Like the stuff early on, for men. The stuff when he was critiquing men, for men, and then when he was interviewing these women, he was like, "Look, this is what you got out here. This is for men. Like you could pick amongst this, or you could find something else.
Yeah.
Live, die, repeat."
Yeah.
You could buy a dog.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
No, I'm talking about the Tom Cruise movie.
Because real
Okay.
talk, real talk, I could have saw him on whatever show too, eventually, because you could tell because he wanted to work with Myron Bryan, but Myron Bryan's got that like competitive shit where anybody doing better than him, he like F him, because that's what he said.
Yeah.
That's what Bryan said. But Kevin would have went up there. Because, Kevin had no problem checking on them. He said, I'll tell these little white motherfuckers. Like,
Yeah, I would have rather him be on that Dr. Phil episode than Rollo, because, Rollo made his contribution, whatnot, but he's not TV savvy. I mean, he doesn't present well.
Well, you got to remember the white manosphere is actually more politically savvy about what to say. So they will say the right things. Kevin will kind of be unpredictable.
Yeah, and that's kind of the value, and the thing about, like, because I know Rollo say I don't watch the dude, but at the end of the day, it's our truth wants to link, but I know you said 20 minutes.
We only got about 15 minutes left.
But at the end of the day, like, Rollo is kind of one of them people that you can kind of pull out the closet, and say, okay, I need somebody that's not gonna do nothing stupid.
Yeah.
And then he is technically married. He is married, and you know what I'm saying. So it's just gonna come off. The only thing is he's got that hipster thing he want to be on. But yeah, he did get Dr.
that
Phil.
Suicide Girls type of shit. There was the other guy with the beard. He was interviewing Danica Patrick, and that you could see her taking in a lot of it, and she was like wincing a couple times talking about the age stuff. And
who's the guy with the beard?
Entrepreneurs of Cars.
Oh, him. Okay.
Yeah. Well, the shit.
And he was laying out like a general case of like all this stuff that you'd hear, the talking points, generic talking points, and nothing too crazy, but like you could tell she was taking it, and she was kind of eating some of it.
They have to. That's them coming back to the table. They have to.
Well, yeah. Well, she fucked up. She fucked up with Aaron Rodgers. So clearly, like, you wanted to do it your way, and Aaron Rodgers had that year he had when he dropped your ass. I mean, you are the perfect example. And rather than see where you fucked up is, I mean, you gotta understand, guys like that, it's either gonna be about them or it's not, or you ain't gonna be there. I don't know why y'all think if y'all get it doesn't fucking matter. You're playing with cars,
He said,
like,
he said all he does. Wait, let me jump in on this stuff. All he does in John Wick is talk trash, bro. Lawrence Fishburne is like 70. He's like late 60s. Sam Jackson has it in his contract for the Marvel movies that he's not to run. Have to run. Yeah. He re-upped and got a bonus for Miss Marvel, so that's why he looked old as fuck when he was running.
Yeah,
they paid him to run.
Yeah, and real talk, hell, even Keanu Reeves got tired at the end of that shit. You could tell. You could tell when his batteries were running low.
He was running up them stairs.
They literally, it's like you, even the
He
blind
got old man
dude.
knees.
Yeah, so
Well,
I mean,
they had to pay him a whole lot of money to do that, man, because to go through that abuse.
BGS, you want to go run up a flight of stairs now?
Hell no.
At 63.
I don't want to run around the block, much less a flight of stairs.
Plus, remember, Lawrence Fishburne ain't like he had all that screen time. He was a supporting actor. I mean, you know, he had his moments. See, they get paid him for his moments. And you think they paid him like a whole? I mean, they paid him, but like, you know,
they probably cut him a check for $1 million, and then boom, or whatever his contract said.
Oh man. Shit.
You know, yeah, Keanu Reeves got him hooked up. You know, I said, he got him in all 3 of those movies. You know, each movie, because they had a bigger budget. So,
yeah, if they're gonna throw money, might as well give some to my friends.
They talking about interest. Yeah, but don't, you know, Lawrence Fishburne need to be in the next Expendables because they doing another one of those. You know?
Yeah, they are.
They said, "Fuck it, we go get a nigga, we go get a young one." So they
Wait
got
a minute. Am I old enough to be in the Expendables yet?
I don't know, 50. They got 50 Cent in there.
Yeah, you
got Terry Crews.
Yeah.
Well, they both about in their 50s. 50 turning 50.
Yeah, that's a hookup for 50 Cent because 50 Cent been doing the movies like in Europe. You know, the movies that kind of go straight to movies. This is like because the Expendables be getting visibility. It be doing some numbers for like its budget. So that was a smart move.
They be like, "What are you into the Expendables for?" I'm the only one of you niggas who actually been to war. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You're hired.
50's the only one that been shot.
I think they got Megan Fox in there too. So she fucking somebody.
But she's like 40.
Is she?
I don't know. 38 is close enough. Shit.
I think that's the point because she's supposed to be Jason Statham's girlfriend.
I'll give 50 some credit. He did the Robert Evans thing.
Yeah, she's 37.
He stopped getting in front. He stopped performing and started making his own shit. Because that's how you make the money in that industry.
Yeah, no, 50 Cent. No, he absolutely did, and he's actually because his stuff gets distributed like in Europe and stuff like that. So it ain't like the movie just go nowhere. And yeah, I mean, 50's doing a lot, but you know, niggas never mention him. But then again, if you actually listen to how 50 talks, like what he says,
his book was great. His book was fantastic. He saw that it was not in performing; it was in production. And he wound up producing a bunch of shit. It was for film, TV, radio. Like the Kid Stays in the Picture was a great old Hollywood version of that. 50 did it in the modern Hollywood. You know, that whole entertainment.
He's got good advisors. That's what's happening.
Yeah,
that's what's going on.
And a good head to listen to.
Excuse me, gentlemen.
Real quick, go ahead.
Gentlemen,
we hear you.
My apologies. I just wanted to briefly mention. I just want to. My apologies. I just want to briefly mention. I heard people were referencing about the corruptness in the church. I heard you mentioning that briefly, Ed, and I just wanted to speak to that because you know I'm on this church event. Like we're out in Fresno right now with you know I'm out in this community right now, and I'm having to explain to some of the youth. You know, a kid, he's a youth, he's a youngin. I'm having to explain to him why, you know, some of his friends, like even out while we're on this trip, BGS, we're out. We've only been out here for a day and a half. These dudes already got these youngins. They already got nudes. They already, you know, they sneaking into the room. They gone for 2-3 hours, all kind of stuff. And I'm trying to explain to him, bro. You gotta have agency. You have to have agency about what you're doing, like you know. And I think you know a lot of times what's happening with the churches is. The problem is like you were saying, it's really that they're sugarcoating it. They're not really getting to know these kids and really expressing to them about what they're doing in their daily life and the problems with what they're doing in their daily life and where it ends. Because like I said, bro, I was just in a sermon with the pastor, and he was basically explaining how his wife had a whole baby outside of the marriage because he chose wrong. He was chasing with lust. So he gets married to this chick out of the military, like, you know, how you be talking about these military chicks, military women. So, you know, he was in this situation with this woman.
Did he stay married to her?
No, he didn't stay married to her. He was embarrassed.
Well, of course.
He
But
got a
if you're
whole
in the military,
parishioner that knew about him.
if you're in the military, it happens all the time, man. So.
But he's a pastor too.
Yeah,
It is unfortunate, but the funny
don't matter.
It was probably another pastor that did it. But go ahead.
Yeah.
That damn dirty deacon.
The thing is, like I'm trying to tell him he's trying to explain to me and question me on where is the right moment to have sex. And my thing is this, from my religion standpoint, is like you're gonna make mistakes, like you were saying, BJs. We're human. We're gonna make mistakes.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, it's still sin, And I'm in a position.
If you're gonna do it, and like I told my daughter when she was 13, right? If you're gonna do it, I said, I can help you with a broken heart. I can't help you with a baby. Okay, don't have a baby. Don't bring a child into it. If you're gonna do it, do it. But do it responsibly if you're gonna do it, because nobody's gonna stop you. No matter what I say, you're gonna do it. Okay, if you're already asking, you're gonna do it, but do it responsibly.
Right.
Okay? Have a baby.
Son, you'll be right.
And it's like this. There's more of a focus on men and being men and having vices and having issues with smoking weed or smoking tobacco rather than addressing how these kids are establishing their relationships. I mean, these are supposed to be holy women of God we're dealing with, bro. You know what Charles says. You know what fucking bro. You know what fucking Charles says, bro. Charles, you say this shit all the time. Some of the biggest hoes you find, some of the biggest Jezebels you find are in the goddamn church, bro. And I don't know how to explain this shit. It's like they having me walk around these kids like I'm 5 years older than you. You're having me chaperone them at the end of the. Go ahead, my bad, brother. Go ahead.
Basically, basically, I had a girlfriend, man, that had a dick pic of her pastor. Okay.
What?
Yes, bro. Yes.
Yeah.
And this type of shit is in my church.
Yeah.
Yes.
You have pastors banging the boys, man, in Atlanta. So this is
unfortunately. I don't understand.
But it's like I'm supposed to be a mentor towards these youth, and it's
like
but
you got to be.
Y'all, it's like you're using me as if I'm a chaperone, but I'm saying it's not gonna work.
You are a chaperone.
Without it.
Yeah, real quick.
You said it right the first time. You are a chaperone.
Real quick, BS. I don't understand these young dudes, well, I guess it's the older dudes too, but I don't understand sending your dick pic to a chick. There's only two reasons why a chick should be looking at your private parts in the first place.
Well, basically, the reason she got the dick pic is because the pastor was. I probably shouldn't say this. The pastor was actually screwing her mother.
These children.
Yeah.
Like I said, the kid, he's looking up to me, and it's like I'm only 5 years ahead of you. I can tell you what I know, and I know how this shit go. I can tell them. Like we were sitting in there for.
Yeah, you're probably right. Go ahead.
Basically, it's really what it is, man. Just like anything else, just like a little kid, just like the table I was trying to tell Marcus about, right? People don't believe the stove is hot until they touch it. They got to touch it.
What, fat meat? Fat meat ain't
fat
greasy.
Meat ain't greasy. Yeah,
and young girls are very curious about this shit.
Yeah,
very early, and they start digging around, start looking. I mean, like most of my family will speak French around the kids so that they don't understand us. But they still try and learn it, and then they'll sometimes pretend that they know what we're saying, so they can see if we give it a reaction. Right? Kids are not dumb; they just don't have all the tools to get everything.
No, I've raised two girls, man, so I know, and it starts early. Okay, it starts early, and plus, the thing is, what things you have to listen in on, especially with the girls, man, is what are the mothers telling these girls when you're not around. Like when we listened in with like those girls that I played on my Black Pill Gnostic about.
Oh, good Lord, yeah.
That's it. There was nothing new. There was everything they say I've already heard. I'm sure.
Yeah, from all the women. Yeah,
he could tell you.
Yeah, you know where they got it from.
Yeah, I know we got it from. Yeah, hell, I heard that from my sisters. It was like my sisters are in their 50s and 60s. Okay, it's not new.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm about to go to bed. I'll catch y'all later.
Yeah, we got about 10 more minutes, I think. That's it. Yeah, about that.
Yeah. I met one of my. Said happy birthday, BJS. I know it's been passed.
I appreciate it. Yeah.
Yeah, happy birthday and Father's Day.
Oh, yeah, happy birthday, old guy.
Yeah, happy birthday.
Hey, stay right, old nigga.
Old nigga.
Better than the alternative.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Every day above ground is a good day, man. I've lost so many people, man, just in the last couple of months. So, and like I was at my funeral, like my best friend, I've known him since I was in high school, man. Part of his family, right? And we just buried his mother like last week. So she was in her 80s, but thing is, you see people start dying. So you know,
it's when it starts, man, it never stops. It just trickles in.
As you get older, man, you start losing people. So
yeah, my father. I watched my father use a lot of his best friends, man. And I think it wore on him eventually.
Yeah, you just wonder when your number is going to be up. So like I said, every day is a good day, man. That you can wake up. Thank you, Trina. So you got to be happy, man. So the thing is to make the best of it. That's what I said with guys, man. Yeah. Women are important. Women are important. They're fine if you can find one to make you happy. But the thing is at the end of the day, man, you got to worry about yourself first, and then everybody else later.
Yeah.
Stick by your principles. If you want a family, you want a wife, you're willing to take the risk, man, go ahead and do it. Thing is, know what you're doing. I can't tell you what risk to take or what not to take. If you want to get married, have kids, have a family, just know the risk. That's all. Want to go overseas, get a woman, just know what you're up against, right?
Right.
So, the
That's
thing
what I'm
is,
trying to
just do it with knowledge. Don't fall into something just because somebody told you to do it.
Hell no. God damn. People like, Charles, when you gonna get married? Nigga, do I look crazy?
So what? A Clippers jersey, Russell Westbrook. No, thank you. Well, I might take because I'm glad he got traded. Otherwise, they never would have made it to the playoffs without trading him. They had to trade him.
Who?
Russell Westbrook from the Lakers.
So, how did you feel about this series in the NBA?
You talking about the finals?
Yeah.
Oh, I figured. The only thing I thought it would have been a sweep, but thing is they got Miami got in one, so that was good. I figured that the thing is that.
Oh, you thought it'd be a sweep? Okay.
Yeah, I didn't think they'd get 2 games in, but the thing is that they don't have anybody big enough to actually handle Jokic.
Yeah, they're a small team.
Yeah, they're a small team. They're smaller than the Lakers, so there's no way they're gonna handle Jokic, and they didn't. Even when they lost, when the Denver lost, he's had 41 points and like 15 rebounds. So
damn.
He was pushing those guys around, man.
Yeah,
there's no way they could stop him.
They do little. And Bam is a good center, but the thing is he doesn't have enough in his back pocket to hold off Jokic.
He has no real offensive game.
Who, Bam?
You need a big, you need a big who has a strong interior game, a strong jump shot, basically an all around game. He doesn't really know how to play as an offensive player. You need somebody that can score under the rim.
You need a classic big man to handle Jokic. Jokic is a classic big man. He's not a converted power forward, just like Bam is. Bam is converted power forward. He's really not a center. It works with the 3-point type game that they run with the open middle. But the thing is,
stretch him
out. The reason they didn't beat the Lakers in the bubble is because of they had what's his name, which is a typical center, and Jokic couldn't score on him. And plus,
AD.
Yeah. If Shaq, if imagine Jokic trying to guard Shaq. Okay.
No, it's not happening.
It's not happening. Okay, it's not happening. So, but thing is,
or Karl Malone, or even Karl Malone for that thing.
Karl Malone, you might have a chance because Jokic has long arms and he's tall. He might have a chance, but basically a basic back to the basket center that's good. Not gonna handle that kind of guy. So, but the thing is, he's in the right league at the right time, and shout out to him.
True. Making his money, but that's my bad for falling off earlier, but that's
finish up your story because we got like 5 minutes. Okay.
Okay, that's just really it. It's kind of disheartening. It's disheartening because of the. I knew about it, but it's disheartening that I'm in this situation where I have this young kid, this 11-year-old that's asking me about this stuff, and you have a whole parishioner full of people that are not educating him. His parents are not telling him none of this stuff. youth leaders not telling them
Yeah,
none of this
yeah,
stuff.
and the parents, allowing this stuff to kind of go on with little kids that are under 12. That doesn't make sense. But here's what it is. They should not be. I don't think you should be put boys and girls unsupervised at that age anyway.
One thing I do know about a lot of parents, they do not like to talk about sex with their kids.
Yeah, no parent does.
Yeah. So they just ignore it or just act like they just want the school to handle it. They don't want to do it.
Yeah.
That's the worst thing you could possibly do.
My ex didn't like how I talked about sex to the kids because I was too blunt.
Too dark.
That's actually how
they say it's too dark. Right.
Yeah, I know. But women don't like it because you can't talk to them like that. I sure can. They're my kids.
My grandmother taught my mother. My mother taught me and my sibling, and then like all the women were the ones who were the teachers of like what, and it was like very simple stuff, like not crazy clinically, kind of clinical, but like just basic shit.
Yeah, I mean, it's supposed to be sugar and spice and everything nice, and you're not supposed to, kind of speak to your kid. Nah, bullshit. Okay, you're not coming home pregnant. Okay.
Yeah, because I mean, I knew
you can't tell her it's okay to do it. I'm not telling her it's okay to do it, but things I know you're gonna sneak off and do it anyway. The thing is, do it responsibly. Okay, don't come home with a baby, or don't come on either side. Said that to my son. He didn't have his first kid till he was, how old was he? 28, 27, 28. Okay,
good age.
And I told him. I told him. I said when he got to like 16, I had him a box of condoms. If you stick with them, you don't have to worry. As soon as you take it off, you won't have problems.
Exactly. Okay? Yeah. My mother gave me condoms as well.
Yeah.
My father gave me some instructions as well as like specific stuff about women. But I mean, like I remember I had a friend who he thought women got pregnant if you peed in their butt.
Who the fuck told him that?
Because nobody told him. Nobody told him.
How old was he?
We were probably like 6, 7, somewhere in that
age.
Oh,
6 or 7. Come 13, on now. 14. Yeah, we're 6 or 7. Yeah, who's gonna tell a little kid that's 6 about how to have sex? Okay?
Yeah, I'm talking about teenagers.
Well,
I'm talking about teenagers, 15.
No, about 7 was when I started getting like first like lessons about like this is what this is what that is.
Okay, they started early. Yeah. They wanted to make sure that you knew.
That's not what's happening on a prevailing basis in church. And I mean, my pastor's doing the best that he can, but like I said, he can't be everywhere. It's got to be some kind of self-agency and like community education on this.
It falls back on the parents, man.
So why are you mixing boys and girls together at a retreat? Okay. Unsupervised without their parents.
Yes. Somebody's gonna play
Christian. We're Christian, right? We're Christian. Though.
Don't matter.
In other Christians used to believe in separating the boys and the girls because they know the sins that exist in man, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know about sin. You don't think it exists in your church? Of course it does.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
My thing is we're
Go ahead, finish and do closing thoughts.
Yeah, absolutely. My thing is we know what the game plan is. We're supposed to be, actively combating this and focusing on that rather than talking about just, focusing on one side of the situation, whether it's men or these girls. Focus on just general education that it's not going to lead anywhere. It's not going to lead anywhere. What you say?
The thing is, number one, it falls on the parents first, especially with kids that young. Secondarily, tell the freaking truth about what you know about it. Okay, get them in the corner and say, "Hey, I know what you're getting ready to do. I don't like it, but guess what? If you're gonna do it this way. Okay, just like Jules said, them chicks that are getting ready to go do their thing, they take the pill before they actually go have sex. Okay, then they don't want things to go off the rails. Protect yourself if you're gonna do it. Every time because I always ask a woman, man, when she gets pregnant by that guy, try to blame it on him. I said, okay, is he your first? No. How many guys did you have before him? Like 3. Okay. How come you didn't get pregnant with them? Because they're actually on the pill. What happened this time? How come you weren't on the pill this time, knowing that you're gonna have sex?
Hey, do you hear
this kid talking about, he got a situation with a girl where she talking about her period been missed. Like this 11-year-old started talking about that, and she's saying, he asking her if she was taking the birth control, and she ain't saying nothing. I'm like,
he's 11. Okay.
Yes.
How old is the girl?
Around the same age, man.
They can't be the same age. She missing her period.
Around the same, not the same age, not the same age, but they both young, at least.
Come on. There's a big difference between an 11-year-old and a 13-year-old. Okay.
Yep.
True in terms of age, but somehow it's getting got up, and he's talking about he got a situation now where her stomach is hurting.
Then she needs to be talking to her parents instead of him. He can't do anything about it. What can he do? He can't take care of her or the kid.
Tell her to get some gas sex. She'll be all right.
I was telling him, you got an extra $80,000 a year to spend on kids.
No, that's too late for that. After the baby's already been done, it's too late for that. The thing is, she needs to be talking to her parents. Okay, so she needs to be talking to.
They need Jesus,
and they need to go to both families. How are we gonna work this shit out? Okay, because you wasn't proactive. Okay. Well, I know if she's talking about her stomach's hurt and she missed her period, that means she is not 11 years old. Okay.
Yeah.
It's like 12 or 13 at the minimum.
That's what I'm saying. At least around the same. I'm thinking more 14, 15 because that's the age group.
Why is a 13, 14-year-old having sex with an 11-year-old?
There's some sick shit going on.
Because they sneaking off. They sharing Instagram.
That little boy is not sneaking off with her. Okay. She's enticing
him.
Yeah, she's enticing him.
Yeah, we need to talk about
little boys don't even get interested in little girls really until they're like 12.
But can he? And that's my last question. I'm done with this. I'm done. Is can he get hit with child support at this age? If the situation
it depends on the state. It depends on a lot of things. It depends on the state and the judge whether he can or can't. He probably can't get hit with child support until he's probably 25.
Well, they'll usually hit the parents.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's a burn. Yeah, girls physically mature faster than boys, man. And they will be those ones to push it.
Yeah. So the parents have to get involved if she's going to indeed have the baby.
Man, somebody throw it down some steps.
Yeah, we ain't shit. Anyway, y'all, closing thoughts, folks.
Oh shit! These chicks ain't shit even at a young age.
We hear that they're taught to be not shit. That this is just female nature. That's how they're taught.
Boy,
somebody else will fix it.
Yeah.
Fix it, Jesus.
Yeah. You tell an 11-year-old I knocked up, huh? Okay. How come you give the pussy to a boy your own age? Okay. They actually want it. Yeah.
The boys are too smart. They're not trying to have babies.
Yeah, probably so.
Yeah. Final thought. So I did do that Salesforce thing with the AI.
Mm-hmm.
It is they have something, but I think they're initially using it to juice up the stocks a little bit.
Okay.
It's not fully fleshed out because I already passed their modules and they have enough that they're trying to lead into, but they're consider it like beta testing.
Yeah.
Right. Like they're trying to figure out if it's going to work because they're talking about generative AI, which basically, people, then the AI, then the people, like that ping pong back and forth to see if it really starts to take off. And I think it has potential, but nobody is quite sure what it's going to be like.
Now, what I'm saying is, does it have legs?
It does, but there's not like hardcore. There's not hard modules built into it yet.
Yeah, well, the thing is, how fast will it actually evolve?
It could be a year, it could be 5 years, but
it's not gonna be 5, like a couple of years.
Yeah, they're leaning into it though.
It doesn't take much to actually replace people. It's in the process.
Because they already have like the chat bots and stuff to go in for like customer service, but they're trying to do that for like the emails for marketing campaigns and stuff too. So that's going to be like the first ones they start really diving into. So you'll basically just be an editor if you're like in communications. So you get that communications masters, you might be fucked first. But yeah, I've just been upskilling. Like that's what I'd say most people should do.
They try to stay ahead of the wave, man.
That's what I'm going to take another class with Theo just to get up. I'm going to try and go into another vertical and move up that way too.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
The more skills you have, the better.
Exactly. I might even sign up with Charles and learn how to teach people to shoot up mob.
They just don't wind up in some third world country, man, with a backpack. Okay.
Well, I mean, hey, that's how you make good money.
You make a lot of money that way. You know, Charles can make a lot of money that way if he wanted to.
I'm getting offers.
I know you are.
I'm just like this. I'll use my code word, John Prick. But anyway,
John Prick.
Hey, your skills as a door kicker never go away, man.
Oh, they never go away. Just refine them. That's the only thing that you do.
Sometimes you need someone that can really wreck shop and then write up a good report.
They door kickers are needed all over the world, man.
I could do both. I could wreck shop and kick and write a really good report. Shit. Matter of fact,
thanks for having me out.
LeVar says, tell Officer Charles that he needs a website with all his information and training. Yeah, I think him and AB actually developing that, so it's probably on the way. Anybody else? Closing thoughts, folks.
What do you want to learn, LeVar?
I'll get with you next week about the next part of the Mohan conference, BJ.
Yeah.
I'll be able to know my schedule tomorrow. Well, actually today. So.
Okay. Actually, the piece we actually did came in handy with the Booker T. Washington and Du Bois debate, because what he was saying about the North and the North and the South, how they viewed the Negroes were different. It actually came right in. Actually, the same parallels with Du Bois and Booker T. about how they viewed the former slaves, the Negro. Yeah, came right in handy.
You know, me and BGS is gonna do a sit down of Kingdom Come, the DC comic.
Okay.
I don't think he's read that one.
I probably haven't.
He'll read that one. Don't worry. I'm pretty sure he's pretty good at finding out how to read that.
BGS is a pirate.
I mean, yeah. You know, that's what they call him. Instead of Blackbeard, they'd be like Black Ass, the pirate.
Since Napster, 1998, folks. Okay.
Exactly. I remember Napster.
How you gonna?
Oh yeah, I have my daughters on Napster, man. Looking for
probably
music.
sell it.
You know, she would have, except one thing. Her mother didn't want her to sell CDs. She would have. She was 15, getting ready, or 13, getting ready to sell CDs, and her mama didn't want it to happen. So.
You know how much money her mama prevented?
I was behind it, and she was behind it, but her mama didn't want me and her to actually be in on it. She actually wanted to tell everything that I did.
made a buck selling CDs. I had a 4X burner in the early 2000s.
Was she behind it because she wasn't getting a cut?
She could have got a cut, man. I mean, basically for $5 a piece once a week, man, which she had like 30 teammates, so she could have had $100 a week off of selling CDs.
What's up with the females, and then they want no kids to sell? Because my sister was like that. My nephew was trying to sell little dollar candies at the store for money.
Yeah,
and she stopped that shit. I was like, nah, he's being an entrepreneur. So let him keep doing it. I mean, shit.
Because they think they feel ashamed that their kid has to, but it's not a shame for you to actually give them money every day to eat. And say, let them earn their own money. It's okay.
Exactly.
And she wants to do it anyway. She can earn her whole allowance.
I don't get that. Like, is it because black mothers are weird?
You know what it is? They don't want the kid to be independent of them. That's really what it is.
Yeah.
In other words, if they're dependent, they're actually easier to actually control.
Like, oh man, I just really shit like that really bothers me.
Yeah, my kids were adults and she was still paying their cell phone bills. I said, what the fuck are you doing? But that's women.
They can't take care of themselves. I got a chick at my job like that. They're treating her son the same way.
Yeah.
She's like, she's like, oh, my mom's got my bank account. It's like, why?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like I was on my own at the fucking age of 19. I just left. I just said, fuck it, I'm gone.
See, people don't understand. I could never trust a middle-aged black woman or an older black woman with money. You know why? They'll spend that shit.
They do. They used to keep my when I was a teenager, used to keep my money in the drawer. Basically, my mother would just come in and just tax me. Okay, come in, money be gone. So I had to pay a bill. He could have told me because I'm looking for my money. I don't have any bus fare. What am I going to do? Got to walk. Your money's gone. So guess what? I went out and got a bank account. Okay, you can't get it no more. Okay.
Yep. I mean, shit. You cannot trust black women with money. I don't give a fuck who she is.
Yeah, you can't. But anyway, closing thoughts, man. We gotta get out of here.
It's all women. That one is all women. I've had many girls say, money comes and goes.
They do.
But I always think, man, it comes, but I want it to stay here.
You need a responsible white woman if you want to save money.
I had white ones say that too. But you need to get a responsible one.
Responsible white one. Yeah. Anyway, closing thoughts.
All right, I'm on Tekken 7 right now.
All right.
You playing Tekken 7?
Yeah.
So you saying you want to get your ass beat?
No, I'm talking about I'm gonna put my foot in your ass. That's all.
All right, folks.
All right,
people.
Are you streaming this shit or I am? Which one?
Hey, well, you're already at home. Go ahead and stream it.
Yeah, I guess I could stream it. Let me get it set up.
All right, folks.
All right, later, old man.
All right, peace out.
All right. Your power's a weak, old man.
Getting weaker all the time. Oh, yeah, you old nigga too, man. You past 40.
Hey, I'm a refined nigga, not old nigga.
Hey, it's all right. You're still old nigga.
I mean,
Uncle Charles.
It just fuck you, and it just gets better with time. Woo, I'm out.
All right, peace out.